Okay, 3 UK announced a significant milestone in April. How many business customers had it signed up?
And there's not even multiple choice.
3 UK, no. I mean,
So this is closest number, isn't it? How many business customers signed up? 100,000.
101,000.
He's done it. I shouldn't have given you that pro tip.
Ian's right. It was 1 million.
1 million. Hello and welcome to the final Telecoms.com podcast of the year. Those who are watching may be able to notice that I'm looking a little bit more wacky than usual. I've got a Santa hat on and I've got something which I'm going to have to describe at some stage, but which is the bright idea of the regular guest and guest host of our Christmas quiz, which is Elena Davidson, who runs Liberty Communications PR agency. Hello again, Lena.
Hi.
How many times is this now?
Third year.
This is only the third year.
Fourth, isn't it?
Is it fourth? It could be fourth.
Maybe it's something we started post-pandemic.
I think it's the fourth because I think it's 2-1 to me.
2-1, yeah, I won for the first time last year, so maybe this is the fourth.
Actually, you're right, because we had one that was virtual, or at least
Oh,
one
yeah.
that was virtual.
Yes, that rings a
Must have
bell.
been some kind of COVID.
Well, nice one. I'm very grateful. It's obviously your company, for your company primarily, but for the effort you make with writing the questions for the quiz and for the props. So I should mention the props now. So I think last year you brought one of those. You brought those hats where you can put the tin in the hat and then there's a straw going into your mouth.
Yeah.
Ian was a guinea pig and it just sort of dribbled everywhere. And so this time
you can sort of anchor the can, can't you?
You can anchor the can. Whereas this time you've basically bought a very long bendy straw that's made into two loops for you to wear it as glasses in front of your face.
Beer dispensing
And you
spectacles.
put one bit in your gob and the other in the beer and go...
Oh, that's the promo.
Brilliant.
That's really weird.
Does it feel cold around
There's
your
a cold
face?
around my eyes and my ears. And, I mean, if these are meant to add convenience, all they're really doing is sparing me moving the can about 2 more inches to my
Does
gob.
it taste plasticky?
And it does
taste
taste a bit odd.
But it gives us so much pleasure seeing you look so stupid.
Right. So you've got bubbles all around your face now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I'm in Camden Town. Only people who know rhyming slang will have got that joke. So yes, I don't think I can keep this on the whole episode.
No, you're definitely going to get rid of it.
Yeah.
But we've got other funny glasses that you can...
Yeah, we've got other funny glasses. So there we are. But Ian's already bailing on the idea.
Yeah.
The thing is, when you take them off, do they dribble everywhere?
Yeah,
Right.
they do. I think I'd rather have a
that's
different
cool.
pair of spectacles.
But we've
on.
got other wacky glasses that we can wear.
You can take them home,
So now, thanks, Elena.
use them for Christmas,
You're
Yeah.
so kind.
and remember me.
Look, you're dribbling now as well.
Oh, God. It's so undignified.
You're going to go back home to your family and you go, you stink of booze.
Think of booze. Well, that happens every time I go out with you guys.
There is that. Yeah.
Or someone spills something on you.
Somebody
Yeah.
spills a
Don't know who that would be.
Oh, God, no,
Don't know
yes.
either.
It's usually Ian, isn't it?
It's usually in.
Yeah. Have I ever spilt
Yeah, I'm sure
booze
you
on
have.
All right.
I think it was Paul actually last time. That.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, it's a running joke. isn't
Yes. I mean, you were just unlucky.
Yeah.
it? Maybe it's something I'm doing.
Yeah, maybe there's
No,
something
you-
subliminal.
You
Yeah.
spill beer on Teresa instead.
Yeah, and I spilled
yeah.
Hot
wine on
sauce, I
her
think.
bag.
And hot sauce down, yeah.
Right.
In the bag as well.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
pretty bad because it's high in contrast.
Well, that was the same incident, wasn't it? It was at
was.
Nando's.
Yeah.
Where I dropped the hot
It was
sauce
mass
for some
spillage.
reason, and then in trying to retrieve that situation, backhanded wine everywhere. It was pretty
Yeah.
catastrophic.
Dreadful.
So for those just listening, we've now switched to festive glasses to go with our festive hats. So cheers, and Pierre's been spared the indignity.
I'm just struggling to fit the hat in the frame. Like
Yeah?
it's so big. Oh, that's good. So good.
His big head.
Do you want me to, with my big head? They've been telling me I got a big head, and they mean it literally, but I'm sure it's true.
You look like
metaphorically as well.
Elton John
Right.
wearing a funny hat.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll settle for that.
It's the glasses, obviously. that's
Ideally,
doing it.
not Elton John today.
No, you look like him as he was in his heyday.
In his pomp. Okay.
Yeah, when he was doing his falsetto and everything.
That'll do me. I was trying to think of an Elton John song. Talking about songs, actually, I think the main...
Tiny Dancer,
Oh yeah.
Hit by Yellow Brick Road,
There we
Rocket
are.
Man.
Rocket Man, all right. Calm down. Calm down, Stato. We opening bollocks. We got give a big shout out to VMO2. They did. It wasn't just us. They got a bunch of telecoms journalists and analysts together at the O2 because they're VMO2, so they get to do that sort of thing.
That's cool.
And we've been with them before. I went to probably the best gig I've ever been to with them, which was Queen a few years ago. And then last year it was Paul McCartney. This year it was Mumford & Sons, that I'm pretty indifferent about, if I'm honest.
Not your generation.
Not my style, you know what I mean? It's a bit middle of the road for me. But it was top laugh anyway. We're in the box and we get to hang out with all our telecoms buddies and all that sort of thing.
How many of you go?
I would imagine in terms of guests, they're about 20 or something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice turn.
They could have fitted more in their box as well.
Yeah.
No, it's a really good spread, and they really look after you.
There weren't a lot of people actually sitting down on the seats. Most people were sort of milling around
to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there were a few people who were well into Mumford & Sons, and they went and sat there because there's the box has little external. Was it just one? And my only real sphere of reference is a culture war one for them. Is they used to have a banjo player called Winston Marshall,
Right.
and a few years ago he praised a book written by someone who was slap bang in the middle of the culture wars. I won't bore everyone with the
probably J.K. Rowling
of it.
No,
there's a guy,
Harry Potter.
There's a guy called Andy No, and basically he got cancelled for having the wrong opinion. Just about his book. He hadn't even said anything himself. He got cancelled with the wrong opinion, and it was awkward for Mumford & Sons. As you can imagine, their vibe is quite right on. I would venture probably quite lefty. I don't know, but it's kind of folk music, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not exactly Hell's Angels.
No.
I was thinking like folk music guys and the country music guys are more likely to be sort of quite conservative.
Well, in the States, country music, that's a bit more Bible Belt, Deep South type of thing.
But I kind of put
it might be
folk into that.
Yeah, I was just
category
making
as well,
an absolutely blind assumption there, and I don't know much about them. But
For instance, more like hipster.
I would have thought
maybe,
UK folk would be a bit more sort of
But the
Hoxton type of
the hard
thing.
rock guys, a lot of them.
People
Sometimes
with
they're very
beards,
right
people with
on,
proper
aren't they?
beards, not like yours, Pierre. You what?
I was just saying the hard rock guys. Sometimes they're very right on, and
Well, not any that I know.
well, the Led Zeppelins of this world, they're pretty right on that lot.
Are they?
Yeah.
I think they're just a bit mad. They used to be into witchcraft and occult and stuff.
If they were around nowadays, then they'd be.
Yeah, I think Robert Plant probably is. Talking about Robert Plant, this beer we're drinking was invented by his son.
Logan Plant.
I know.
Although that's now owned by Heineken.
Funny old game. No, by Heineken, yeah.
Everything's owned by Heineken.
It's not so fun.
Partly, right? Not majority, I think. I don't know.
Don't know. Look it up. Yeah. Look it up, young Jamie.
They also own Zlatý Bajant from Slovakia. They own every beer, basically, that's ever
That's
made.
a bit upsetting, isn't it? What was I going to say? So, big thanks to all the VMO2 crowd, especially James, Luke and Adam. And thanks especially to Luke and Adam for leading us astray at the end. Yeah. Because I think we probably wrapped up at the O2 about midnight. I figured I still had time to jump on a tube and get the last train home. Got to the tube. I was a bit pissed, obviously. Yeah. And they were going, no, there's no tubes. You got to get a replacement bus. So I was like, oh, shit. And I just sort of got on the replacement bus. And then half an hour later, I didn't know where the fuck I was. Eventually recognised Waterloo, I think. Oh. And then I got off there and tried to get an Uber. And my bank kept rejecting my card when I went to get it. And I tried various different methods of trying to pay for the Uber and I couldn't do it. And I was like, oh, shit, I might have to sleep on a bench.
Oh, no.
And then Ian texted me going, are you getting home all right? And I went, no, I can't get home. And bless him, he went, well, hop in a taxi to my house. I'll wait up and I'll stick a duvet on the sofa, which is what he did. Thank you very much, mate. Second time I've had to crash at your house now.
Yeah, different house.
And just kind of saved my life there.
How did you know to text? Were you having troubles as well?
But it was just because I think you just knew that we left late, and he left without me because I had to go and pick my bag up from security. And
I went with Adam from VMO2, who lives not that far from me. So he went, do you want to share an Uber? And I noticed that he'd gone to get his bag.
Okay.
I think you might have texted me like, "Are you home?" And I was like,
"Yeah." I mean, obviously, hindsight being 2020, I would have known about this Uber and just imposed myself on Ian.
Yeah.
But we had to do it the hard way.
No, I did offer before we even left, and Adam went, "He's going to end up staying over at yours."
Well, good call, Adam.
On the way back.
Okay, so you offered, and I went, "No, I'll be all right." Yeah. So next time, just go, "No, you won't." Look at the state.
I could see that it was going to be tricky, but I didn't think you'd have problems getting an Uber.
No. No, well, you were right, and I should have listened to you.
Yeah.
There we are. We got there in the end.
That VMO2 trip, that's something that happens every year, isn't it? Because I'm sure
Yeah.
we...
Last year it's Paul McCartney.
Yeah, it's great.
No, it's really
idea,
nice of them.
isn't
So thanks
Lovely.
again, VMO2. But
It's quite cool that
Luke and
CEO
Adam, stop
comes
leading
up.
me astray. You know I'd be sensible if it wasn't for you.
To
I
the
think
concert.
It's quite cool that their CEO always comes to those concerts.
Yeah,
That's brilliant.
That's always comes to the sort of journalist.
He brought his other half this year, didn't he?
And it's quite a limited number of people.
Yeah.
But he always sort of shows up. And I mean, I guess some of them he probably really enjoys. I got the impression he quite liked the Queen one.
Yeah.
And probably Paul McCartney.
I
Whereas
wonder if he chooses it. I wonder if he's a Mumford & Sons fan.
yeah, I don't know.
But presumably he can go to...
Whatever.
You could get to whatever,
Yeah.
I suppose, couldn't you?
And
But,
yeah.
but it's-
But he's got to do some CEO stuff.
yeah.
But
You know, some CEOs work quite hard, Elaine.
And he's going to get hassled by the, the kind of broadsheet types who, as soon as he's anywhere, they're kind of like, so, let's tell me about this. So he knows that all that's going to come as well when he goes to these things.
yeah.
So yeah, that was all good fun. Although
I stand corrected about that. Beavertown is fully owned by Heineken as of 2022.
right, okay.
That's not good.
Should have been a quiz question.
But yeah, I was knackered. God, I was properly knackered yesterday.
Yeah.
I think I went to bed about 9:30 and woke up about 6. But I still got a proper night's kip.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I had no gas left in the tank. It's one of those sleeps. I don't know if you ever one of those sleeps when you've been really exhausted and then you have a good night's sleep, but you wake up and things still feel a bit weird.
Yeah.
It's like
Your body's
you're
off
in
kilter.
shock.
Yeah.
I'm still up really late last night.
Were you?
even. Yeah, I think once you get used to sort of having
Right.
a late night. I was watching
No,
Ted Lasso with Rafa.
Okay,
till
no,
about
I was just knackered.
12:30.
I couldn't wait. I was fantasizing about my pillow. So that's it, I think, as far as opening bollocks goes. Oh yeah, I'll give one last little shout out. After the pod, I thought it was a really cool pod last week with Sam.
Yeah, it was
He really
good.
knows his stuff and he's really good at articulating it. And we went out for a couple of beers with him and had a good chat. And then and we got to give a shout out to our mate Hannah, who joined us, our former colleague.
Yep.
And then afterwards I went off and saw some of my old uni mates. I'll give a special shout out, I've done it before, to Neil, who lives in New Zealand, but he listens to this podcast. For some reason.
So he was out then.
He was out, yeah, that was why.
Was that the first time you'd seen him for like years or something?
For probably at least a year, I think.
Oh, a year. Okay. That's like 2 days in our time. These
Yeah,
days.
exactly.
50
So
years,
so
like-
he's around. So obviously I had to turn up, even though it was, I was feeling a bit tender after the Glotels the previous evening.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then we got loads going on. I do feel like this is why I always do dry January.
Yeah.
Because by the end of
You're
December,
ready.
I just feel like
Rest.
I've just not treated myself very well. I can handle it, but with every passing year, I'm no spring chicken, Elena.
No, none of us are.
I'm starting to wonder when my body's just going to go, look, mate, for fuck's sake, who do you think are Keith Richards?
Well, it will. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just how much longer you've got until it does that.
Well, indeed. So anyway, I'm not going to make any vows. And I'll,
Have you ever
and I'll
gone
drink to that
beyond
now.
January, dry January? No, because then Mobile World Congress kicks in, I suppose.
I think
I rarely make it to the 31st of
he's
January.
gagging at the end of January.
This year is
He's
1st of
dead.
February, 1st of March, so you could do.
Yeah.
You could do 2 months.
Well, let's see how
Go
I
on, do
go.
it as a
But
challenge.
yeah,
He'll,
I don't like
he'll be
those sort of
miserable.
challenges.
He'll be miserable.
Yeah, it's not worth
He's not
it if you'll be
particularly good
miserable.
company in January. You have to go out to the pub with him and he sits there like looking at you like you've said something wrong. I've done it before.
Why'd you bother going to the pub anyway if you're
Yeah.
not going to drink?
Where
What do you drink?
Elderflower.
He's
like
sat there.
alcohol-free beer or whatever.
I've been at him in dry January when I've not been doing it, and he's looked at me like, "What is wrong with you?" And I've realised I've had 5 pints, and he's
Yeah,
had
yeah.
like one alcohol-free
No,
beer.
I think we might have spoken about it on pods
Rubbish.
like 11 months ago.
It's not fun.
There's a
No.
certain gulf. I mean, you're not, you don't tend to drink tons.
No.
If you've been out with people, you must have a few times where they're really sloss and you're not. There's a certain gulf where you're just like, I don't know what the fuck
You're on a
going
different
about.
wavelength. Yeah.
And have you had your beer already, Pierre? You
Yeah.
nutter. Do you want another?
No, I'm good. I was thirsty.
That didn't last long.
And yeah, and you just get to a point where it's not so much that they're slurring or not making sense. It's just that you just get so much more looser and disinhibited.
Yeah.
And if you're not in tandem with that,
Yeah.
It's like incompatible communication systems.
there you go.
WCDMA and CDMA 2000 or something.
Great analogy, mate.
Transition.
Well, I was trying to bring some telecom into
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Well, I'll stop opening bollocks unless you got anything to say. And before we get into it,
It's only been 15 minutes.
look, little catch up with Elena. How are you?
Yeah, good.
How's your year been?
Great.
I mean, I've seen
highlight
you a few
of my
times over
year.
the course of the year.
Yeah. No, highlight of my year is this, obviously. Yeah. So here I am with my festive
This is the best pod of the year, really.
No, it is. And so, I mean, like everything else to do with pod, it evolved completely organically.
It really
but
did,
it would be wrong without it now.
No, definitely. I love this.
Cool.
It's
well, we love having you here. Thank you.
You know, the best Christmases are made out of traditions, don't you think?
Yeah.
And every family has traditions.
Yeah.
And I feel this is like part of my Christmas tradition.
You're part of the pod family, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, we won't get into where you fit in the matrix.
Isn't culture just a series of?
I'll call her I'll call her a cool kid sister. How about that?
Oh, there you go. Thanks. That's a compliment.
What's I going to say? Yeah, and also Christmas is traditionally it's like parlour games.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I love a Christmas game.
Yeah.
Honestly, they're all over Instagram now as well, which is brilliant.
Oh, is it? Are they back in? God, I feel guilty. We're a bit bad at that in the Pacino household.
My sister is like crazy for like board games. Like we always have some kind of board game on Christmas Day. She sort of takes charge of that.
Just try not to cook your phone this year.
Trying to cook your phone this year.
Yeah, or to cook in your phone.
Yeah, just try not to do that.
Well, I'm doing on the 21st, you can think of me in the afternoon, I'm doing a party for my son's friends, and there's 2 teams, and it's 2 hours of back-to-back party
How
games.
old's your son?
Oh, wow.
10.
Okay, that's fun.
So it's still fun before it's really embarrassing and I'm uncool.
I was going to say, if he was 16, 17, it might not be that fun organising a game for you.
No, you'd need loads of booze beforehand to even get them started. So there we go.
Cool.
So I've got these little wind-up Santas that, you know, they can race, and then lots of marshmallows with cups where they have to do reindeer whoos, where they have to try and pick up the marshmallow. Lots of fun
That's
things.
some
I can send you
right there.
Yeah,
I can send you my list.
I remember
of
those days.
games.
Seems a long time ago now.
Making me feel like a very inadequate parent. But there we are. I'll get over it.
Well, your children are a lot older. So fine excuse.
Yeah, well, I mean, I am having to blow out our friend Paul Adams, talking about my children and looking after them.
I know.
Who very generously invited us for curry. We've been for a few with him and Nigel from Nokia.
Yeah.
And there was going to be 1 or 2 other people, but I just suddenly realised it's my daughter's 19th on the same day that we'd booked that one in. Hopefully they'll still go out with Ian if they want. I know it'd be a bit shit with just Ian, but but you know, they might just have nothing else to do. So I'm not a terrible parent. I'm still knocking that on the head in order to spend the day in London with Izzy.
What are you doing?
Just hanging out and doing whatever stuff she wants to do. I think she wants to go to Fortnum & Mason and get some cakes, and you know, she's still
Fortnum & Mason a lot that week, aren't you?
She's still got very young tastes and interests. And she's girly. She just wants to do teenage girly stuff, whatever that is.
At Fortnum & Mason, you may know this already, there is an amazing ice cream bar.
Get the big.
Which you might love, where you can choose your sprinkles.
Well, that's just the sort of thing she loves. So I can imagine that.
Easy Jane.
I'm already thinking of taking out a second mortgage in anticipation of it, but there we go.
Good luck.
Cool.
It'll be fun.
I didn't know you could get them this big.
Yeah.
He's talking about beer, by the way. Elena brought us some Hazy Janes.
Supersized Hazy Janes.
Supersized Hazy Janes.
You never see these in the shops.
You always drink the first one so much quicker than I do. That's because I'm banging on, isn't it? That explains it. So on that note, I'll stop banging on.
That's okay.
It's like you in January.
And anyway, the good thing about the quiz is it tends to lend itself to all sorts of tangential stuff.
Yeah, and we can cut questions as we go along. So
we've got to keep
a time check. Just we can cut questions.
Right, and we got to keep a bit of an eye on time for you as well, because you're doing other mumming stuff. Is it your son playing football?
Yeah, my son's got a football tournament this evening.
You obviously are such a pro mum that you just don't have time to have a private life.
No, I do, just not on this day, unfortunately.
Yeah, no worries. Before we go any further, I'm delighted to announce that this podcast has a sponsor. Unperturbed by our unorthodox style, Cohere Technologies has decided to take the plunge. For any listeners that missed our previous pods with its CEO, Cohere is the innovator behind Universal Spectrum Multiplier software for 4G and 5G, and Pulsone technology for 5G and 6G coexistence, ISAC and NTN. Thanks a lot, Cohere. Your support is much appreciated. All right, and so should we just crack on with it?
Yeah, and in terms of scores, it's 2-1 to Ian.
Yeah.
So,
and in terms of scoring, do you do that?
I just do that as we're going along.
As you go along.
Yeah.
So, Elena, just so everyone knows, if they've never heard it before, you go off and research what's been going on in the telecoms world over the year.
Well, actually, it's a bit more specific than that.
Oh,
So
okay.
I look at the stories specifically
we've
on
written.
Telecoms.com, that have been written.
Oh, that's it,
by-
because it's the Telecoms.com podcast.
So you have an automatic advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, except that we
built in.
cover a lot of the
year.
same shit, though, don't we?
Yeah, but I haven't written the stories that are on your website.
Well, I haven't written most of them either.
No, that's true. That is true.
No, but you are the editor.
Obviously, I scrutinise each story very carefully and don't just assume that it's all right.
It's, you know what? It's a really great process though, because you go through the stories from beginning of January through to December, and you remember sort of certain geopolitical things that have happened as well that you'd sort of kind of forgotten about. Anyway, they'll come up, but it's a really good exercise. It's fun.
Cool.
So,
All right.
Yeah, it's definitely not a burden. Okay, so so just to kind of recap, the stories are all from, or the questions are all taken from stories from Telecoms.com.
And you're doing it over the course of the year.
Yeah, so we start with January, obviously go down to December.
Can I see? I can see answers there.
Oh.
Don't worry, I went.
Oh my God!
I couldn't read any of them.
Already.
I couldn't read any of them, even though I've got very focal lenses. You wouldn't have a hope. I finally persuaded audience.
Yeah. Open the laptop.
Don't worry, I can't see it. I can't see it.
Yeah.
Elaine, honestly,
No.
as if I would.
You'll get one of those super
Even if
size
I could,
maps.
as if I would cheat, for God's sake. Anyway, it's all right. Everyone's all uptight now. They think this
It's
is
a
really
very
competitive.
serious thing.
This is sort of money on the line or something.
I should actually have a prize. Maybe that would.
Yeah, I want to win.
Yeah.
Well, I want to win, but not so much that I'm going to stare at Elena's bit of paper and cheat.
Well,
That's
you're
what
only
I'm
cheating
saying.
yourself if you do that, aren't you?
Well, now I can't because you've shielded it with your MacBook.
Yeah, there we are.
Anyway, and these work.
Okay.
Do they come over on the mic? Mm-hmm. They do.
On my one, it sounds like this.
Yours is cooler.
Well, what can I say?
Cool.
Let's see how we go then. Okay.
All right, go for it.
So, question 1. In January, which company pledged to spend $80 million on AI data centers in fiscal 2025?
Oh,
I think it's Ian.
I think it was in.
AWS.
No.
18 million or billion?
80 million.
Oh, 80.
not that much.
No,
$80
isn't
million
that much? It's probably a UK company there.
But remember, this is January.
And
And then what's happened since? It's only
well,
a
I was
year
gonna
under this.
guess. I agree that the sums are small, but I was going to guess Microsoft.
Did you look?
Oh my God!
I think he did.
No, he wrote it though.
How could I have seen it? You mean looking when I first admitted that I
Yeah.
can see a bit? But no, I didn't look.
You don't? Okay, all right.
Anyway,
trust
if I
you.
knew it
I
already,
trust
do you
you.
think I would have let him beat me to the buzzer?
Well, you were very quick. It was difficult to work out who won.
And the other one, in my defence, if it's not AWS, it's probably going to be Microsoft. Isn't it? Would that have been your guess too? If
I'll just go through the different hyperscalers.
exactly.
Okay.
So that only leaves one or two others.
Or maybe the
Can
fake
everyone stop
hyperscaler.
looking at me like I'm some dirty cheat now?
There's the that whole Oracle story that we were talking about that's related to this.
That was
The Economist did a really good analysis. You know, we were chatting on when you stayed over, and I think we were walking to the coffee shop.
when I was a guest on your sofa.
When you were a guest on the sofa, Scott, you remember we had a long conversation about Oracle on the way to the coffee shop the next day, and the Economist then did a really good piece on it, like analysing what had gone on, like that mini bubble. It was good.
Have you cracked Oracle at all?
I was just going to say, I love The Economist.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
No, that's cool.
The writing is amazing.
And they Oracle about in their September quarterly announcement, they had some just stupid amount of money that OpenAI had pledged to spend with them, and they were going to fulfill sort of data center capacity. You know, just these hundreds of billions that these companies are pulling out their arse at the moment.
I know.
And then we got to recently, and they had a big share price spike on that, and then recently their share price is below even the start of that spike because everyone's kind of thinking maybe that was all bollocks.
I thought Richard Windsor's piece, which I did read because you flagged it up, was good.
Yeah.
Like you say, like some of those, the cost of insuring yourself against the likelihood that Oracle goes out of business.
These little obscure financial indicators.
It's a small change, but it's a significant one because it means the multiplier is like quite big. I think is the thing.
It's all to do. I mean, people. It sometimes happens with politics where people talk about debt markets and gilt yields and stuff like that.
Yeah.
These are all ways of saying how dodgy the market thinks you are as a prospect.
Yeah.
He did a really good job of going, this is how much they're spending and this is like their return on capital employed and this is what they'd have to make from, he did one of those kind of breakdowns and this is what they have to make from deploying these services.
And
these are
seems
their
a bit unlikely.
projections and if you add it all up, it doesn't really look very...
That's what equity analysts do. They do the maths.
But a lot of them seem to not have done it earlier on. They just sort of bought into this. Oh, OpenAI's, we're doing loads of stuff with OpenAI. Hey, how great is that?
Well, that's the weird thing about speculative bubbles is there's the people who do the maths and go, this isn't adding up. But sometimes sentiment and hype and speculative bubbles confound the maths, at least for a while. Yeah. I always felt that with the dot-com bubble, it's basically like a game of sort of musical chairs.
Yeah.
And everyone knew that this was unsustainable and it was mad. But as long as the prices kept going up, they didn't want to bail.
Yeah.
So it was mad.
But isn't it interesting that in January, 80 million was enough
like quite a lot.
Yeah, it was enough to generate a story.
Nothing.
I know.
It could have been a quiet news week.
Almost seems like it's like what for one individual market or something. Maybe I don't know.
Or maybe it was just UK though.
Yeah, maybe.
Because for the US,
because their capital expenditures in the tens, in the hundreds of billions. If you had the three companies up now,
it does. I mean, it might. There may be other questions that Elena asked to come that will be relevant to this. So I won't go down the rabbit hole too far. But there is that weird feeling of this being this sort of circular investment where people are borrowing off each other to spend with each other, and you just sort of think, is there any actual real money involved here?
I know.
Or is it all just pass the parcel?
Yeah.
How many questions have we got, by the way, just so I know, so I can prepare whether I'm going to come back with like a surge of energy at the end of it?
There's quite a few.
How many a month is it on average?
It's about 3 a month.
Okay. Yeah. That's your answer.
All right. So I'm okay at the moment.
Maybe.
If it was 12 questions, I'm already quite a long way behind.
You're 1-0 down. 1-0 down, sucker.
No, you're all right. All right. Okay. Next question. Who acquired Vodafone Italia in January 2025?
Yours didn't work.
Oh.
Vodafone Italia. Oh,
malfunction?
Wasn't it Fastnet, Fastweb, something to do with fast?
No.
Wind Tray?
No. No. It was Swisscom.
That is part of.
Is that the fast thing?
Is part of Swisscom.
All right. Well, no, I can. I'll go with whatever the answer is that I can't see.
I don't think you should be allowed the answer.
No, I don't. I'm not claiming it. But I was still closer than you.
Are you going to give him that answer then?
Go on then.
Okay.
You can have two.
All right.
You sure?
Yeah.
Can I have a half, maybe?
No, you can have two. That's fine.
Thank you. That's very kind of you. You're a gentleman.
I play fair.
So that is that. So I was right that is a sub brand of that Swisscom thing.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Good knowledge. Okay. Foreign smartphone brands saw a sharp year-on-year decline in China. By roughly what percentage did their shipments fall?
I'm going to guess.
Yeah, just go with the
10%.
10%. Okay, what's your guess? And then
20%.
Ian gets it. It was actually
He's closer.
47.4%.
No shit.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Still way off, but
I know you didn't do the really sneaky thing of just going 11%.
Yeah.
Which would have been the pro move.
But what if it was 4%?
Well, quite. But if he's going to hedge his bets that it was higher, he could have just gone the minimum increment.
Yeah.
Anyway, fair enough.
About that. My brain didn't have enough time to think about it in that kind of calculating way.
No, 47% down. They were.
Yeah.
And that's basically Apple and Samsung.
That's a lot. Okay, now we're going on to Trump. How many executive orders did Trump issue on his first day back in the job?
This is another of those nearest.
Yeah,
things.
we'll have to do
I'm going to go
nearest.
100.
Yeah.
150.
I was going to say 50, but 50.
Pierre would have won it. Yeah, 48.
48.
48. So nobody gets that.
All right. Oh, I thought it was the closest one.
You were really close.
You gave Ian the closest one.
Yeah,
I'm inserting myself in the game now.
Well, you were closer. You were closer.
I know.
It's the closest.
Elena's about to rip me off.
Okay.
What have I done to piss you off, Elena?
No, nothing.
I wonder how many it is.
How many? What is it? Already 4-1 or something?
3-1.
3-1. Yeah, 3-1.
Don't worry. She'll ask a question about Open Round in a minute, and then you'll be all right.
I don't know, actually.
I will.
I haven't got many open
Was it not on
questions.
form today? I'm having
more
one
beer.
of those days when you hit lots of double faults.
Drink more beer, it'll loosen you up.
Do you remember what one of the orders was? Do you remember any of them?
Oh, executive orders. Oh, God, there were all sorts of...
Cancel Venezuela.
Oh, yeah, wasn't one of them...
I wasn't on the first day. It was something like...
A lot of them was undoing Biden ones. That's what they do.
There was one kind of techie.
Didn't he
more
free loads of
tech-focused
people?
one.
He freed loads of people who were like...
or pardoned them or whatever.
Yeah.
He pardoned people who
Not
were...
anyone whose name
in,
begins with Trump.
Yeah, but all the guys who were involved in the storming of the
January the 6th.
Okay, apparently he's up to 218 now.
Right.
Well,
But 48 on your first day isn't bad going. I mean, he just had them all stored up.
Yeah.
He's like ready to go.
Yeah, he did.
What was the
But
tech
there
one? Can you remember? Are you trying to remember it, or do you know
TikTok,
it?
I think, wasn't there?
Oh, right. Well, they're still trying to get TikTok off its owners.
Yeah,
have you seen the latest thing today?
What's that?
About the way because he apparently spoke in 2018 about, he made some comments that he subsequently denied, where he said, why do we get all these immigrants over from shithole countries? Why can't we get them from Denmark, Norway and Sweden?
Oh yeah, no, that shithole country's quote was still so
And
simple.
apparently he basically, like yesterday, said, no, I did say that actually, and I think he referred to it in a speech. He said, yeah,
It was
as
so
I said back in
racist. It was like, why don't you send us some good
appalling
people?
what he said.
Yeah.
It's just like the guy gets worse every day.
No, I
I
know.
swear to God.
Well, he's just about to declare war on Venezuela, isn't he?
I think he already has.
Well, he just keeps...
That's not the worst thing. But did you see the video about 5G and 6G? Where I sent it to you guys in the WhatsApp chat. Did I?
Yeah.
Did you not? Okay. They're like, oh, so we're up to 6 now. Wow. And what is it like? It makes your skin, but like he thinks it's like a camera thing. He has no idea what 6G is or 5G. He's like, I did a lot of stuff for 5G. That was me, really. And then they're like,
Good impression.
6G, what is it? What is he going to do? Like, see the pixels in your skin? I'm like, that's what? It's not at all. Anyway.
When did you send
all
that?
about him.
It's quite recent.
Yesterday. Late last night, yeah. You were sleeping probably.
Immigrants from shithole countries. I mean,
It's just so
what
rude.
the hell?
Oh, did you send it on WhatsApp?
How he can get away with it,
right.
though?
I mean, at best it's xenophobic.
I was going to say, I was going to be slightly semantical with Pierre. I don't think it's necessarily racist, but it's certainly xenophobic.
Yeah.
And it's certainly...
Well, because he's like,
Well, all the
shouldn't be
shithole
said, I believe,
countries,
you're
by
right.
the way.
It's not ideal.
Yeah.
because the other countries he referred to are not white dominant
All the shithole
countries.
countries happen to be countries that brown people come from.
Well, indeed. Although, was he specific? Did he list?
He said
He said
Somalia.
Somalia, and he listed a bunch of African
He said
countries.
Somalia is only good at
Right,
like hijacking ships.
Yeah,
dear.
he listed some African countries.
They also have, actually, from some of the podcasts I listen to, I know that for some reason the Somalian immigrant community seem to have an outsized political influence in the States. There's a part of Michigan called Dearborn, I think.
Really?
Which just happens to be an enclave of people from that part of the world.
right.
And so that's why it gets this outsized, all the people, the more right-wing people who are borderline xenophobic are all like, what the fuck's going on there? And then the more left-wing people are championing them.
Well, they must
They've
feel
got a
really
congresswoman
secure then,
called
mustn't they?
Ilhan Omar, who's quite, who stirs the shit quite a lot.
All right.
So they have that in the States. I mean, I know every country has sort of cultural and ethnic enclaves, Chinatown or whatever.
Yeah.
But they seem to have whole towns in the States that just seem to have gone there, and that just leads to all kinds of political and culture war.
Do you imagine? Can you
Fucking
imagine though,
about.
if you had like a prime minister who went, "Why do we get all these immigrants from shithole countries?"
Yeah.
It's like
He
it's
gets away with that. I
inconceivable
don't
in
know how
Europe,
he
isn't
does,
it?
yeah.
That you'd have that happening. I mean, maybe in a few years it isn't.
I agree. I'm not defending it at all. I guess a problem with him is it's priced in. He just says so much stuff that you wouldn't expect the leader of the most powerful country in the world to say, that it's almost not shocking anymore.
If
But that's
Obama
a
had said
problem,
that,
isn't it?
can you imagine
I
if
know.
Obama had said
Exactly.
Yeah, well, he would never. I mean, nobody would say that except him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
No
It's
world
just-
leader
I
would
ju-
say
you just
that.
can't. You are lost for words with something like that.
Elena,
Because
no more Trump questions.
No more Trump questions. There's no. You can't apply any rationality to it because he's not rational. What he.
No,
Do you know what I
and
mean? So
I
you
and I
can't
tell you,
apply
some
your
people,
logic to
a
it.
lot of people will just support whatever he says.
Yeah.
I think, as I've said on this pod, at the time, if I'd had a vote in the States, I probably would have voted for him just because of a bunch of reasons. But then I've also said on this pod, certainly when the tariffs are coming out, that I'd probably have voters' remorse at this stage. But the problem is some people voted for him and then they're just all in.
Yeah.
And they will just support everything he said. Whereas I think, whoever you support, whether it's a politician or a football team or a friend or whatever, that you still got to be able to criticise them.
Yeah.
Whereas everything's so polarised, especially in the States, but I know this happens elsewhere, that you're either 100% for him or 100% against him, and it just doesn't yield very much useful discussion in the middle.
Yeah.
So there we are.
No, there's no nuance over there. There's no.
Unless you're Marjorie Taylor Greene and you flip.
Well, yeah. And there's another example of what he's like. He'll turn on someone, absolutely. I don't think he's got any actual allies or friends.
No.
It's just got people who happens to be in his good books right now, which leads to all this other weird sort of political dynamics where if people want to get something done, they just have to flatter his ego or buy him a fucking golden knob or something.
Plane.
But he got in on being America first, and now he's messing around with.
Well, quite.
Foreign.
So, and that's what people like MTG were moaning about, and so he told us to fuck
A 20 billion loan to Argentina, but it's America first. Isn't it?
Yeah, America first.
Yeah,
Anyway,
we digress.
February now.
Yeah.
Which UK stadium became the first to get a bespoke permanent 5G standalone network thanks to EE?
Oh, thanks to EE. I probably got it wrong. I'm going to go with what I was going to say before I interrupted, which is Stadium of Light.
What's the Stadium of Light?
Sunderland. I think it's Bolden's doing something there, but that's obviously wrong. As soon as she said EE, I knew it was wrong.
Yeah, no.
Is that
Anyway.
wrong? Wembley?
Yeah.
What
It's Wembley.
Is it? Are they still
Yeah.
sponsored?
No, this is me being honest. She said EE after I buzzed, and when she said EE, I thought, oh shit, I bet it's Wembley. But I was honourable, and I stuck with what I was going to say when I buzzed.
Fair play.
Well, you're still winning, so.
Yeah, exactly. We just shows what good sports we both are, Ian. That's one good sport each.
Yeah.
What? We got it wrong.
I know. Well, I'm
And
saying.
I didn't get it vaguely right.
What's that?
Wembley.
No, what I'm saying is I could have changed my answer to Wembley once I heard EE.
Yes, okay.
Okay.
No, all right, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Oh,
give us
all right,
fucking credit.
Okay.
Okay, which major device maker finally decided to go in-house in February of this year and build its own 5G modem, marking a new chapter in... Ooh.
I'll let you two decide who came first, though. I think we both know the answer.
I don't know.
What is the answer? No, so who came first?
Oh, we don't know. Should we?
I want to say
Well,
Ian.
that's what you meant.
No one's got coins.
Yeah.
No, we know the answer to the
Ian.
question. Has anyone got a
Yeah,
coin?
it says Ian.
Okay, go on then.
It's Apple.
It is Apple.
Yeah.
Well done. So 3-3.
Next time, Elena, get ones that are sort of synced so that only one can win.
Yeah, that's better. I'll upgrade on the buzzer tech next
This
year.
is me.
That's the
This is me
project.
ungratefully moaning about all these props that she bothers to go and
Well, one
bring for
time
us.
mine didn't work at all.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
Maybe that's why I won.
No, I put new batteries in, made sure that they were working.
Okay.
Next year, I'll get proper university
Are
challenge.
these the same ones we've had previously?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
She's
Like
just
that.
basically got a little box somewhere
I do.
that she doesn't look at.
With
like
she looks at one thing.
Telecoms.com podcast written on it in the loft.
Yeah. Then I dust it off. Okay, which arm of Telefonica declared insolvency in February of this year?
Digital?
No.
Oh, which
No.
arm
Which arm?
declared insolvency?
Maybe the term arm isn't the right term.
God, yeah, I'm going to
Section of.
guess that you're.
I suspect
going-
it's probably. I can give you a clue if you want.
No,
I suspect
don't
it's
need
probably
your fucking charity.
All right.
I'm going to guess it's geographic and it's somewhere in Latin America. I'm going to go.
That's what I was going to say. To
Cool.
think countries.
Yeah, I'm going to go. Oh God, it's an Andean country.
Nicaragua.
No, I'm flipping a
Definitely
coin.
Nicaragua.
I'm going to go Ecuador.
What do you say? Gua is
No.
Oh.
No, it's Peru.
Oh shit! Well, my other guess was Colombia. I was right about Andean, wasn't I?
You were.
I was agonising between Ecuador and Colombia, but I was wrong on both.
Would you call that an arm of Telefonica, or if I got that
Arm
wrong?
makes you think more where
Yeah,
Ian was
I
going,
was-
like a business group.
Yeah. How would you describe that?
No, that's a
then?
good point. I mean, I suppose you could be
Operating
explicit and
company.
say,
Operating company.
yeah, or you could have said geography, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I know for next time. Okay, we're
I know
into
you
March
like
now.
our feedback, our ad hoc
I
feedback.
do. I appreciate the ad hoc feedback. Every day's a school day. Okay, which company delivered the first cellular network to the moon in March of this year? That was Ian.
Nokia.
Yes. It was.
Get in there.
4-3.
Get it.
Was
That's
We
it.
get the last two we had that we both did it simultaneously.
that was
and
one
Ian
curling
prevailed.
around the
I
net
knew
where you
both of
almost
them.
got to it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Not quite.
Okay. Which two political figures dominated the headlines on the eve of Mobile World Congress 2025? Can you remember? It was what everybody was talking about on the first day of the show.
Yeah, I can remember one of them.
Political figures.
Political figures. It was a big global news story.
I'm gonna go for one of them. One of them was JD Vance.
Yeah.
Because he went to the Munich Security Conference and told Europe to stop being dicks or something like that.
Yeah, but that wasn't. Yeah.
That's not what you're thinking
No.
of. Oh, well, then I'll stop now then.
Figures as in individuals.
Yeah. You'll kick yourself when you realise what it is.
Trump
Yeah.
and Putin.
No. Almost. Trump and Zelensky. Do you remember? They had the meeting in the White
Oh,
House.
that embarrassing little walkout thing.
Was
It's
that the
so
first day
right.
of the World Congress?
Well, it happened just before, so it was what everyone was talking
Yeah,
about
that
on
was
the way out.
embarrassing.
And that
Yeah.
JD Vance thing happened just
yeah,
before.
he's
Yeah.
coming out of this really well, Donald Trump. This podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
In fact, I think
Glad about that.
a piece I wrote about World Congress is all a bit political, if I remember rightly. Yeah, you're right.
There we go.
And actually, it was on the eve of Mobile World Congress about 2 years previously when the Ukraine-Russia war
It
kicked
was.
off.
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember people were asking questions already about how it was going to impact the likes of Nokia and Ericsson. And
Well, it's a weird thing. Sometimes you get a global event that's so profound that it just hangs a pall over everything.
Yeah.
There's just
It's
no
funny in
escaping
the Nokia sort of Capital Markets Day stuff, like the presentations they did in New York. If you look at in the small print at the bottom now, all their addressable market projections, it always goes excluding China and Russia at the bottom.
it. Right.
Yeah, so all their forecasts basically take out China and Russia completely now.
Well, Nokia's old Hotards really got all excited about trying to get China banned from Europe, hasn't he?
Yeah.
We've had that for a little while. I'm not going to necessarily ask you to comment because I know you work with them, Elena.
No, I got
But I think he's done it in quite a clever
But one
way.
thing that's happened, I don't know if you tracked it, like, me and you went to Finland with Nokia
Yeah.
a few months ago.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing in the room with Hotard and Tommy Wito. It's official that Wito's left
Yeah.
now. I think I saw something on LinkedIn from
He
him.
posted his own statement on it.
Yeah. Which was all, it was all just like, thank you, Nokia, I love
Yeah.
you. There was nothing juicy in there.
Yeah.
It's not like, fuck you. I'm going to do
I think
so
he's
much
still-
better.
I think he's
without
still
you.
involved with them in a kind of...
Well, the
like,
official
not
announcement that he
executive,
was, I think he was going to leave at the end of the year, wasn't it?
The official announcement was that he was not going to be on the general leadership team
Oh,
from
okay.
the end of the year on.
But then it came as no surprise that he just went
So
for a
he
clean
so he
break.
could have feasibly carried on as head of mobile networks within the bigger new mobile infrastructure
Yeah.
unit. But it'd be very unlikely for someone who's been at that level and has been on the GLT to sort of stay
Yeah, I mean, it was a statement that I think we're going in another direction, Tommy,
Yeah.
sort of thing.
on. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, when we were out there in Finland, both him and this year Justin Hotard in the room with journalists briefing we had there, that was clearly, a talking point.
Yeah.
That was quite important to them, was to say, look, they're being dicks to us in China, so why don't we be dicks to Huawei in Europe? Was basically the essence of their
I think that's a
sentiment,
good
wasn't
summary.
it? Do you think I should get into comms, Elaine?
But I think he's done it. I think Justin Hotard's done it in quite a clever way, because you could. If the danger with criticising European governments for that kind of thing, for like allowing Huawei to be, heavily involved in Europe, is that there's this kind of Chinese retaliation, which is what happened with Sweden, which is what happened with Ericsson.
Yes.
Remember?
No, I do remember.
I mean, it didn't happen because of anything that Boy Ekholm at Ericsson said, but it happened when Sweden banned Huawei from 5G, as the UK's done, and then all of a sudden Ericsson's market share starts to go down quite sharply. But Justin Hotard's done it at a point when their market share is
Close to nothing anyway.
1% anyway. And he's
Although,
also,
as you pointed out to me before, that's still a decent chunk of change.
it's still a decent chunk of change. But if they've already established that it's going to go down to zero, and that's what they're saying they've been told. And the other thing you've got to worry about is that if you go around saying Huawei shouldn't be allowed in Europe, you might upset some of your own customers that use Huawei. But his way of getting around that's quite canny, which is to say
they started it.
no, he's not. No, I mean the operators wouldn't care about who started it. But I think his way of getting around that is to say you can't just get rid of Huawei without giving the telco some kind of incentive to get rid of Huawei, and therefore he always ties it in with this message about M&A, like we need to be more sympathetic towards operator arguments on mergers and acquisitions.
Actually,
he's been quite clever about how he's done.
I remember years ago,
criticism, I
Boy
think.
Ekholm trying a similar approach.
Yeah,
and definitely doing the lobbying, because
they've been
I think
quiet
it's in
at
kind
Ericsson.
of,
They're less.
they've been pretty quiet. But I think it's in the interest of big kit vendors for there to be more operator M&A. Because then I'll have more money to
I know,
spend
but I
on
think
kit,
it's
won't
quite
they?
clever if you're calling for a Huawei ban, and you're going to piss off some of your customers that use Huawei. If you offer them an olive branch by saying, "Well, hang on, we're going to speak up for you when you're trying to get M&A through," then
I tell you the sort of the Chinese political attitude does crack me up sometimes. They're all like, they tend to react badly when you brief against them, whether it's to say that you don't trust Huawei because it might be too close to the CCP or whatever. They go, they tend to throw their toys out the pram, but at the same time, I think they do really restrict foreign players in their domestic market.
Yeah.
Have you ever been on press trips to China or
just once?
Russia? Really?
Went once with Huawei years ago, about 2016, I think it was. Went to an absolutely beautiful town called Wuzhen, which is about 2 hours drive outside of inland from Shanghai.
Okay.
And it's all like canals and pagodas and plingy music. You feel like you've gone back 1,000 years.
Yeah.
And
It's quite nice.
And it's absolutely picturesque, and it was for one of their big corporate fests.
Right.
And that's the only time I've gone.
And were they quite open with talking about strategy and
No.
And they weren't.
God, no.
I mean, open is not a word I would apply to China in general. You tend to. There's a lot of bureaucracy. There's a lot of security. We weren't quite led around by people, but you get the impression that the whole thing's curated.
Yeah.
I've spoken to people who've gone. Have you ever gone to Shenzhen for?
Yeah, I've been to Shenzhen and Shanghai before,
Right.
and I've been to Hong Kong loads of times.
So I get the impression that a lot of those
Which
trips
is kind of
are a
China.
bit curated.
Yeah. But do you
and-
get enough out of it to justify the trip? Do you get enough news and?
I mean, it wasn't like a come over at Huawei's expense to come around our campus thing. As I remember it rightly, it was like an event that we were covering.
For me, it was a commercial gig. Yeah, I was.
I mean, I was there.
you were
I was there doing news at this Huawei. Like they have their mobile broadband events.
Okay.
That they.
I was there doing video.
Totally different then.
I was there-
And it was like there's a reason to go.
Okay.
I
I had some
think
pale imitation of Pierre there with me.
in recent years I've not gone to those, and Robert Clark's done it when it's been in like the Far East. But
I personally
I went to that one. Yeah.
To answer one part of what I think you're asking, I don't. Firstly, it's a fucking massive pain in the arse to travel from here to China, and the bureaucracy of getting into China is a drag as well.
Yeah.
And if what it was a trip where, and I'm sure the Huawei campus in Shenzhen is incredibly impressive. You see some of the footage of bits of China and the architecture and the infrastructure, and you sort of think, God, they look fucking far ahead of us. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm sure it'll be really impressive. But to answer your question about the newsworthiness of it, there I'm not so sure. I mean, we certainly don't get spokespeople. Nokia's one of your companies. I think they've got a little bit more open in recent years, maybe thanks to Elena.
No, got open.
But then conversely, Ericsson's gone a bit quieter.
There was news in Wuzhen, but it wasn't because of Huawei. It was because you had someone from Digicel standing up on stage and going, "This is what we've done with broadband rollout," and
Right.
blah de blah. And
Yeah.
they're talking like off the cuff. They're obviously not going to say anything negative about Huawei at an event, but they weren't talking about Huawei. They were talking about other things to do with
things.
broadband in the Caribbean.
It's just interesting from a comms perspective, because if you organise a press trip, what do you need to guarantee the journalists in order for them to justify their time? Because you're having to do.
You need to pay them loads of money, and then you can get any trade journalist you want, basically.
There you go.
If it was, I mean, like well, that one time I did go, I was wearing a commercial hat, so
Yeah,
that's
so
different.
that's a
I
different
wasn't
thing.
being journalistic. But yeah, if I've got to be honest, and I've had this conversation in the past, if I was, that's the one Sam brought over from Bermuda. Ian's just wondering what beer to have next.
Do you want another
From a
one?
pure journalistic point of view, I can't see it. But I mean, I've got some colleagues who do a lot more trips. Like, you've never been on the pod. We will one day. But he's a colleague now called Joe Halloran, who writes for Computer Weekly, and he does the telecoms.
Oh, yeah, he's
bit.
always travelling, isn't he?
He's so itinerant.
Yeah.
And he's even taller than I am. One of my main arguments against travelling is it's torture for me sitting on long haul flights. But Joe doesn't use that excuse, so I guess that takes it out of my armoury a little bit.
Actually, so there was this PR Week do this podcast, and one of their podcasts recently has been about the value of press trips. And one of the things they said was that if you're taking journalists away and you're going long haul, the absolute minimum you need to guarantee them is premium economy.
Oh well, I'm
Like,
that.
more.
Well, fucking drink to that.
Yeah.
I mean, the only long haul flight I've been on recently, I certainly didn't get put in premium economy. I
Right.
even got put on a budget airline.
Yeah.
Was it a long haul?
Yeah, it's to the States.
Right. Okay.
I agree with you.
I'm definitely not going to mention what that was now, because that would be
it sounds
not going to get me invited to any more trips. And actually, the rest of the stuff on that trip was bloody brilliant.
And also,
I understand the reason.
Eagle-eyed listeners can join the dots if they really want to, because we talked about it on the pod previously, obviously.
Yeah.
But no, I remember the last time I went proper posh class was with Qualcomm. I think it might have been when you guys were still PRing them. So Liberty used to PR Qualcomm back in the days. That's when I first met you and Liberty in general.
Yeah.
And it was to South Korea, and it was because South Korea was really early on 4G at the time. Show my age there.
4G, wow.
Yeah, and we had Richard Tinkler just going around with his phone the whole time, going, "Look at this fucking awesome speed I'm getting," and we were going, "All right, Richard."
Was he saying things like 4G is going to be so good that we won't need another G?
I don't think he quite said that, and I don't think Richard listens to this, but I don't want to put words in his mouth anyway.
No, I'm just saying that's it'd be funny if you say things like that.
It would be funny if he'd said that, but I don't know if he did. But there it was like some kind of super duper class on Korean Air, where it's so good that you can actually, you've got your own. It's like at the front where you've got your own little booth.
Yeah, it's a flat bed.
So you don't have to have any interaction with other people other than occasionally imperiously waving your hand.
Was there a bar?
Booze.
I want to go on a plane that's got a bar. Like
I went on that
once.
once. Yeah, I went on that once. In fact, we got upgraded on our way to a stag trip in Vegas, and we got upgraded. And so we were all around the bar and we were larging it. Problem
How
was...
did you get upgraded as a group of blokes?
I know,
going
it's
on a
weird.
stag trip?
It's weird.
That to me is like, if I was going to go on a plane... I'd want to be in one of those. And you see it on like in films, like in Adam Sandler films, where he's up at the bar on the flight.
I think it was just fluke when it comes to the check-in. I think it just happened to be that window where they were going to fill it. But I don't know why they gave it to us. Least of all, a stag.
So all of you, like, how many were there?
No, all except two.
Oh no!
Two of my mates checked in early, and they got cattle class.
Oh no!
Well,
we even a couple of times walked back. We walked back through the cabin with a glass of champagne and waved it in their face, and then got told off. And we got told off for doing that. But I'll say the downside of doing that was we obviously made the most of it.
Yeah.
But getting pissed on a flight, you feel very weird at the end of it because it's the jet lag and the dehydration.
It's better than not getting pissed on a flight, though, isn't it?
Well, no, I would not recommend getting properly pissed on a flight.
It's
from
horrible.
That experience. Yeah.
You feel sick. You have like turbulence.
Have one or two. Just to chill out, but don't get properly mashed on a plane. That's my advice.
I feel less sick when there's turbulence and I'm pissed, to be honest with you.
He just starts pretending he's on a roller coaster.
Exactly. Then I don't have to worry about it as much.
Because you're asleep.
Yeah.
Asleep or I don't care because I'm so drunk that it doesn't matter.
So that was a big tangent. You were asking about China.
Yeah.
So no, I was just saying
it would be a big comms challenge.
Yeah.
I think I guess it depends on what your title or your editor asks of you, but you're not going to get hard news. Huawei keeps its cards very close to its chest, PR wise.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's understandable with all the grief they've had really in the West. Yeah, like ZTE. That was a bit of news recently. There might be.
There was a Reuters thing about them getting fined another $1 billion.
Yeah, we journalised that.
I think whenever you need a bit of money, in the US, you just go, what companies can we look at and sort of do for corrupt stuff in other parts of the world? Because obviously we don't do anything that's wrong in all of our companies.
No, well, that's the broader bit.
I mean, that's basically what you do, isn't it?
Without picking any teams on it, it just feels, I don't know if it felt like this time last year, but it feels every year the geopolitical aggro just seems to go up a notch.
Yeah.
Did you see that? It was a very small, sorry, we'll get back to questions in a minute, but it's related on the government funding for companies front, because one of the criticisms of the Chinese vendors is that they've always benefited from sort of Chinese state funding.
Yeah.
I thought that Rakuten Airspan deal that got announced this week that no one really covered was interesting. Airspan's like an open RAN
I completely missed that.
Airspan went out of business. Like it sort of filed for bankrupt. Well, it filed for bankruptcy a couple of years ago as one of the Open RAN companies that's been struggling. Obviously Mavenir's had its problems, but they were one that, and they've kind of come back from bankruptcy, Chapter 11 as it is in the US, and carried on doing Open RAN radio units. And they've got this deal with Rakuten Mobile to basically sell some radios to them for their 5G network.
Okay.
And two things about it that I thought was slightly dodgy is that one, Rakuten completely changed its business model in terms of like offering its software to operators in a kind of like you take the software and you combine it with radio units from somebody else.
Right.
They've basically gone straight to the radio unit vendors
Okay.
and licensed it. So they've basically, and that Airspan was on that list months ago.
Oh.
So Airspan's basically taken their software, put it into a fully integrated set of products and then sold it back to Rakuten. And also the funding for this has come from the NTIA. It's they've received government funding from the US and they even mentioned it in the press release.
Brilliant.
It's like this is an example of an NTIO funded project that's been successful. And the obvious question is, why is this any different to Huawei receiving money to... no one's ever going to talk about this because it's on such a small scale compared to accusations that Huawei received billions to go into Europe.
Yeah.
But it's exactly the same thing.
But the basic point is one that I've made loads of times, I think, on this pod.
By the way, I sent questions off to Rakuten and they didn't answer.
Oh, right,
So
okay.
I'm going to point that out on the pod, but, you know...
We should talk about what Elena's drinking. What have you just finished?
Oh, I don't know. I've had one spritz, an
said-
aperitivo spritz, and now I'm on a Hugo spritz.
Elena loves a spritz.
I do
Normally,
love a
when I'm out with Elena, she's on the Aperol spritz.
I couldn't get one of
you're
those.
Basically
This
a
is
spritz
really
girl,
nice,
aren't you?
actually.
They don't do pre-mixed
Hugo.
Aperol spritz. I'm surprised.
No, I think they do, actually. I do
they're
know that
missing a
they
trick
do,
there.
but not in the shop that I went to today.
Just one last one before we retreat from the tangent. Agreeing with Ian, I've said this loads of times. I don't approve of state intervention. You know, our little pod cliche that I'm sort of light touch libertarian sort of thing. So I'd rather governments just kept the fuck out as much as possible. But the main reason we have it in for Huawei is that they're presumed to be too influenced by the Chinese government. And then increasingly, our governments are just intervening in the same way.
It's like
I'm agreeing with what you're saying.
if you accuse, and I know some people have got upset in the past when I've written things saying Huawei has been accused of benefiting from Chinese state funding, but then
But have a
the
look
people
at
who are making
these,
these comments, then it's like, even in the press release, it's like, this is a beneficiary of the NTIA's like funding program.
Yeah.
It's like, well, how's that? I don't understand how that's any different at all.
And this is a timely reminder to Huawei that we're sometimes quite nice about you, if you're listening. I'll leave that there.
I think this is a timely reminder that you wrote a book, didn't you? On
Yeah, there's that as well. Why did you bring up the book?
Well, sometimes,
Just because that's something
sometimes
that's
you,
another podcast.
sometimes you
Why
slip it
people
in
go-
there.
You what?
Sometimes you slip it in there.
No, I was wondering why, if she brought it up in that context.
I think it comes up every year.
Pod cliches.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
Identity Crisis, everybody, available from all good Amazon
all good
stores.
Amazons.
Yeah.
You can take the
Great
sales
Christmas
into
present.
double figures. So, yeah, thanks for that, Lane.
You could go and promote it on other podcasts, couldn't you?
I could if anyone showed remote interest in it. It's fine. I've made my peace with my own anonymity.
Well, I mean, surely you enjoyed doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
So
No, joking aside, when I wrote it, I wasn't writing it. I wasn't looking for an agent. I wasn't looking for a publisher. I wasn't expecting to make money. It was only once I'd written it
Yeah.
that suddenly I'm like, right,
This is
here you
good.
go, world. Look what I've done. And the world went, yeah, whatever. And that's
very
fine. And
hard, though.
You just got to get your head around it. But I'm just being honest about it. I wrote it for the pleasure of it. It was just in my head, and it needs to come out. And I love the creative process.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of the fact I did it. But I got to admit, once it got written, suddenly my expectations changed. It just happens like that.
Yeah. I mean,
it's cool.
Now people might think that AI wrote it. It just...
Well, no, it happened pre that.
Pre that,
So
yeah,
I've got my arse covered
Yeah.
on that one.
Yeah.
I think AI, they probably think AI would have done a better job. Anyway.
Never.
But thanks for bringing that up.
No worries.
It's been a while since I plugged it.
Yeah.
At least a
Christmas
week
is
or two.
coming, isn't
Yeah.
it?
We're never going to get through this quiz.
No, okay,
we're
let's
not.
get back to it.
In March 2025, which country in Europe had the fastest growing full fibre market?
The UK.
That's correct. Was the UK.
He takes the lead.
He's on a run. No, I think you're already
5-3 now.
Yeah.
Okay, now I've got my first of the guest questions.
Guest questions.
I've got
Is
guest
this a new
questions.
thing, or did you always
No,
used to
this
do
is
that?
So
a
other
new
people
thing.
have asked questions to ask us.
No, I've been in touch with a few of your guests that you've had on the podcast this year.
Cool. She's going the extra mile.
I'm going the extra mile this year.
These are going to be harder.
This is actually hard, but the guest, whose name is Dean Bubbly, did say that he's mentioned this to you before. So I'm hoping that you
doesn't
might
narrow it
remember.
down. He mentions a lot of things.
It was either on the podcast or in the pub.
Ah, okay. Well, I won't remember if it's the latter.
I think this is really hard.
Okay.
So good luck.
Let's give it a go.
What does the 3-letter acronym FAD stand for?
Oh, I know what it'll be. That thing. Oh fuck! It came up in the pod that he just did. It was a really funny thing. We were joking about it, but I can't remember what it stands for. Oh, do you remember? It was a really obscure thing, and we laughed about it because we
Bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it stands for something, and he mentioned it, and we laughed about it because it sounded so obscure and arcane and borderline saucy.
Right.
Saucy.
But I can't remember what it is at all.
Okay. Fish aggregation device.
No, that's not what I was thinking of.
Oh, okay. So it's a different one.
Fish aggregation device. I don't remember him bringing that up.
That's a net then, is it?
Dean?
Well,
Something the fishermen use.
Fucking obscure.
Well,
Is that what it is? Is
Fish
it a net?
aggregation
he said
device is a net.
yeah, he did
I guess
say
so.
that he'd mentioned it to you before, probably.
Right. Okay, fair enough.
When you're walking
Sorry.
Okay, I
along the
think it's a
banks
good
of the
question.
canal on a Sunday morning,
Fish
they all go,
aggregation.
I'm just using my fish aggregation
Maybe he joked
device.
that was like an excessively technical term for a net.
No, I
Anyway,
don't know.
no, that
Yeah.
doesn't ring bells. There was another one. God, I mean, if I had time, I'd look it up. I think he might have mentioned it on LinkedIn, but a really obscure thing that I remember finding quite funny. Another person who travels a lot is Dean.
Oh, yeah.
And he also knows a hell of a lot, and he just comes up. He he'll go to some obscure little conference in Estonia or something.
Easter Island.
Yeah, and he will have learned something, and he's got quite good retention.
Yeah.
So he's forgotten more of this
I
obscure
think when he
stuff than
came
most
on, he'd
people
been
that
out in the sort of Easter Island area, even.
Well, fair play to him.
And he is so busy that he can't listen to the podcast at normal speed.
No, he does it
No.
2 times.
He goes as fast as you can possibly go, which I think he was saying was almost 2.5 times.
He used to do it 1.5, and it keeps accelerating,
gone
which
up.
probably says that we're getting more boring.
Yeah.
And
like-
we definitely sound like chipmunks, probably.
Fast
Yeah.
forward through, let's hear something interesting that these guys are going to say.
Well, I've got to fish aggregation devices for him. So,
Yeah.
Dean, if you're listening,
Yeah.
you can...
No,
switch
now
off
he'll
properly.
stop listening, though. He's
Yeah,
had his
he
little
will.
moment. Sorry, we forgot you said it, Dean.
Okay. So now we're into April.
Is this another guest question?
No, I've only peppered in a few guest questions.
Oh,
so-
we're doing all right for time if we're a quarter of the way through.
Yeah.
Good.
And then I've got a couple of open-ended guest questions at
Okay.
the end.
Cool.
Right. How much did the UK government pledge for quantum research in April of this year? I've got some options. A, 121 million, B, 154 million, or C, 98 million.
I'm going to guess the middle one, 121.
Yeah.
Hey, lucky. That was a complete 1 in 3 shot.
Well done.
But Ian, for people who are just listening, looks all exasperated. It's called guessing, mate.
That shouldn't have even been allowed. That's like
You think guessing shouldn't
that's like when the ball lands on the top of the tape and drops over.
Exactly. So you're being a flouncy tennis player, are you?
What is this called? Well, you're still winning, Ian.
Exactly. Stop moaning.
Yeah, only by
We're
1
halfway
point
through.
though.
Okay, 3UK announced a significant milestone in April. How many business customers had it signed up?
And there's not even multiple choice.
3UK, no. I mean,
So this is closest number, isn't it? How many business customers signed up? 100,000.
101,000.
He's done it. I shouldn't have given you that pro tip.
Ian's right. It was 1 million.
1 million.
Well, he told me what to do.
He did.
I
God,
can
a
only-
million. That seems a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
3 business
Well
customers.
done, 3UK. By
Yeah.
April.
I didn't even think they had 1 million consumer customers.
No. Didn't know there were. I didn't know there were 1 million business people in the UK.
Ooh. Okay. The US government announced steep new tariffs on Chinese imports in April of this year, but then quickly reversed course for some products. Which category of goods was granted an exemption from the highest reciprocal tariffs after the political backlash?
Oh, you bastard! It's on the tip of my tongue. Smartphones.
Yes, that's correct.
That wasn't a guess. Well, it's sort of a guess. You can tell
Okay.
by the inflection.
I thought it was
of my voice.
some specific thing to do with semiconductors, or I think it was just some broad.
No,
category
well, that's-
of
Maybe it's just a
device.
basic quiz.
Yeah.
That,
No, I thought it was going to be like chips that fall under this kind of categorization in terms of compute power.
Right. Well, you were wrong, weren't you?
Yeah, obviously.
No, I remember that. It was a big deal. I mean, that
So it's basically they're allowed to buy iPhones because that's the only thing that applies.
But it's the other way around. Tariffs are on imports.
Yeah.
And so
I thought there was stuff that's sold to China. I misheard the question then.
Oh, yeah, the US
exports
government
to China.
announced steep new tariffs on Chinese imports.
Okay, right.
Imports.
So you can buy your Xiaomi stuff.
exactly. And it's not just that; it's the supply chain to do with it. So even Apple was fucked by those because it gets it's manufactured in Foxconn and all that sort of thing, and it gets its screens off wherever. So yeah, the whole supply chain. It's almost like he didn't really think it through.
Really?
Yeah. But
no, because you could say that about all of his tariffs. To be honest with you,
well, that was. Kind of what I was saying.
Anything that he's done has hurt a lot of Western companies in terms of like having to, try and find sources within the US that haven't really existed.
Well,
like
the best
printed
one,
circuit boards, all these passive components that they need.
Yeah, because unfortunately, I mean, I get the sentiment of trying to re-onshore American manufacturing, but the fact is, it doesn't do much manufacturing now. It does rely on China and other parts of East Asia for a hell of a lot of its shit.
Yeah, but it's also a fundamental misunderstanding of what trade's about anyway.
I agree.
It's like
I agree.
The whole point of a world that has got used to trade and has globalised in the way it has is that you have your own areas of specialism and you rely on other countries for their areas of specialism. If you're going to try and do it all yourself, I mean, the US, they might be able to do it because it's got the population size and the economic muscle, but a country like the UK would never be able to do, even with our population of 66 million or whatever it is now.
I mean, this is economics going back hundreds of years. I mean, what he's talking about is basically what something's broadly called mercantilism.
Yeah.
And then the law of comparative advantage, i.e., we're good at making these, so we sell them to France. France is good at making that, so we buy it from France. And everyone's enriched by the specialisation process. And then lastly, as you were alluding to, trade in and of itself is enriching. Because what some people, when they think about wealth, a lot of people don't think about it. They'll think about it in a very static way, like what the number is in your bank account or how nice your car is or whatever. But wealth is actually flow of money. I.e., if, let's say, Elena, you had £1 million, but it was all in notes in your cellar and you never touched it and you had beans on toast for dinner every night, you're, on one level, technically wealthy, but your actual standard of living is very poor. So it's about the flow, it's about the receipt and then spending that money that makes you wealthy. It's not just sitting on it like an egg.
They can't be self-sufficient anywhere, the US. I mean, it's like what they don't have is a lot of raw materials that they need from other parts of the world, which is why China knows that it can hurt them with the
the rare earth.
The rare earth stuff.
But where I think it's really bad and what a lot of the MAGA rhetoric is that America's just got a lot worse at manufacturing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're probably still pretty good at very high-end manufacturing. Although, I mean, talk about high-end, TSMC is a fucking Taiwanese company.
Yeah, but
what they're not very good at is all the long-tail stuff, which China's brilliant at, because China is brilliant at manufacturing. And so America is basically, and the rest of the world, the UK, we're all heavily reliant on China for a lot of basic manufacturing.
Yeah, but it's a weird way of looking at it.
Yes, I agree.
Who are
mercantilist.
The wealthiest manufacturing companies in the world, you could argue, is Nike, right? But Nike doesn't do any of its manufacturing in America. It relies on access to low-cost labour in Vietnam or China previously.
Indeed.
And it makes huge profits, and the Americans get cheap trainers,
But
so you disrupt that model, and all of a sudden there's going to be consequences of that. You pay more for your shoes.
Indeed, but politically, the foundation of the sort of national populism that you get from people like Trump and MAGA is that we have basically been exporting our blue-collar jobs.
Yeah, I know, but the problem is
regular, less educated people don't have jobs anymore.
Yeah, but they don't explain it very well. That's the problem. They only tell one side of the story, is that, the same people who are complaining about that like to be able to go out and buy their shoes for $20.
Well, totally. There's a massive double standard.
And like how many, and also this is the other problem with that argument, is unemployment's are low in America at the moment. You look at where it was in COVID, because I looked these numbers up, unemployment's really low in America at the moment, right? So who are all these people waiting around to go and do these low-cost manufacturing jobs?
They've got over the fact that their coal mines closed.
They're going to go and make shit I mean, obviously there's people out of work. I'm not saying there's no unemployment at all. Of course there is, but it's much lower than it was back in the COVID era, and people don't want to do those kinds of jobs. They don't want to work in sweatshops making shoes.
Well, there's that too.
You know, it's the same thing in the UK. Like, you know, you can't even get people to go and work in coffee shops who are actually, you know, what would be considered indigenous people. They're all full of, you know, they're all immigrant filled in London.
Yeah. When you were looking at the stats, did you compare them to other countries on unemployment?
No, I just looked at US unemployment trends. It's really low compared to where it's been. This century, unemployment's really low in the US at the moment.
But in COVID, they didn't have the same packages, did they, that like the UK government put in place, like the furlough scheme? So if companies
had a bit of that,
not really, not to the same extent. I don't think it was.
Well, I'm not confident enough to contradict you.
It was high in COVID.
Yeah.
Whether there was a furlough or whether there wasn't a furlough, unemployment was high in COVID, and it was high in 2008, and it's been a lot high. It was high in the time of the .com. Unemployment's low in America at the moment. There's not loads of people sitting around waiting to go and work in trainer shops doing manufacturing. So who are they thinking of these people waiting to go make printed circuit boards and passive components and work in sweatshops where they're working 15 hours a day and doing this stuff? They don't want to do that kind of thing. They want to work in, if they're middle class people, they want to work in high end chip design, and if they're working class people, they're certainly not wanting to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So the whole thing's just, and what they do want to get is low cost goods from overseas, because that's basically what they've done for
what they've got
years.
used to. Yeah.
So the whole thing's just a stupid argument.
There's a lot of contradiction in it. I understand the political weight of national populism, because you've got a native population of people who've got the arsehole over employment or immigration or whatever it is their beef is. And whatever it is that, you know, I think we can all agree that often immigration becomes used as a scapegoat for other ills.
The wealthiest countries in the world are all American. All the wealthiest countries in the world, wealthiest companies, in the world are American.
Companies, yeah.
Apple, Nvidia, Meta, AWS, even if you go off the tech list, Berkshire Hathaway, they're all American companies.
Yeah.
We have a massive services imbalance with them. You know, we're heavily dependent on them for cloud.
So this is in bringing it back to the mercantilism and the tariffs. I agree with you.
I'm not controversial criticising this. It's Trump economics, which is fucking stupid, like anything else to do with him, basically. So,
but what do you think AI is going to do to the jobs market? Do you think
that's a whole different rabbit hole? I think it's going to be bad.
Yeah, but you can't have a whole population not doing anything. So are people going to be paid?
Do you know what my bigger worry is? Not so much not doing anything, it's the de-skilling.
Yeah.
And it feels like an acceleration of a process that's already there. If you picture, let's say, the job market and the economy is like an equilateral triangle where the very richest people are at the top and the people doing the most menial stuff are at the base, and then you've got strata in between, and we're somewhere in the middle, wherever. I'll let our audience decide where we are between the top and the bottom.
Let's let the quiz decide.
But my feeling is, even before AI, this is more the internet and technology, is that equilateral triangle has been flattened. So it's got a much broader base, tapering up to the top, and fewer strata in between. I.e., there are more people doing commoditized, de-skilled, menial, repetitive jobs, and then a few people right at the top absolutely fucking coining it. And technology tends to do that because it makes companies and work processes more efficient. And I think AI is going to do that more. So, you know, maybe we'll still have jobs, but something like Liberty, I don't know what your headcount is, but maybe in 10 years' time, the headcount will be smaller, but you'd have the same productivity, because some of the work that you get junior account execs or whatever to do now, you can automate. It's that sort of thing. So actually, where it's most worrying is for our kids.
Yeah, and the skilling, you're absolutely right. How are people going to learn?
Yeah, well, we've had that chat on the pod loads of times. I mean, how do you know, again, we're a bit safer, we're a bit older, we got some experience and all that. But if a starting journalist job has become automated, how does someone acquire journalistic skills?
But I think where the automation argument ties in with the Trump tariff stuff is that it won't return. Like Ericsson has one of the most highly automated factories in the world in Texas, and that whole of that came out of the first Trump era when they felt they had to do more manufacturing at source. And Nokia's going through this process at the moment where they're having to do more investment in local factories. But those aren't going to be highly staffed factories.
No.
You know, they're like Elon Musk's Tesla factory, whereas
mostly
it's like...
robotics.
I think the Ericsson one was only ever supposed to have about 100 people in it.
Work.
Right.
It does most of the manufacturing for like the US market. They've probably got more people in than that. They've probably like underestimated what they needed, but it won't return jobs to the US, not to have... like to do printed circuit board stuff and the sort of thing that we saw, Scott and I saw being done in Oulu, isn't going to return loads of jobs to America anyway, I don't think.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Lena? Are you thinking along similar lines?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I think it's a worry, the whole de-skilling argument, for sure. I don't know what it's going to mean for our kids. I worry about the analytical skills that, you know, or the lack of analytical skills that it's going to be, because, you know, we had to go out and get our information, and then we had to analyse it and critique it and be quite critical with it.
Whereas now you can just go, you know, ChatGPT, what's going on? Yeah,
and then you can say, oh, can you give me the other point of view? Suddenly there's another point. You're not having to go and find that different point of view and then critique it.
Well, I actually think the role of parenting comes even more, and I certainly felt this. You know, my kids are about 10 years older than yours.
Well, so Sam Altman would agree with you, because apparently you can't raise a baby without ChatGPT.
Yeah, well, Sam Altman we can discount as a complete utopian.
How did anybody raise a baby without ChatGPT in the past?
Somehow, I heard that, and somehow for thousands of years we managed.
Yeah.
But I think just as, and I'm sure you've been through this already with your younger kids, and I certainly did with mine, just as you have to educate them about the internet and devices and all that sort of thing, we'll have to educate them about chatbots.
Yeah.
And go, look, this isn't you thinking. Don't lean on this crutch too hard.
Yeah. But are enough people doing that? I don't think so.
Well, you can only control your immediate environment. I don't know. Maybe that's why I am politically what I am. I just think about my own immediate environment, my family and friends. Society is someone else's problem.
What does it mean to the workforce, though, and your new generation of talent coming in? Are they going to be able to go out and find a story, critique a press release, find the news in it that isn't in the press? Do you see what I mean?
There needs to be some sort of individual responsibility for things, though.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you're so stupid that you think relying on this stuff heavily is a good idea, then that's your problem.
But I don't think stupid. I know you were using it as a throwaway term. I don't think it's just stupid. Some people are just either naive or lazy or busy or whatever. I mean, people will rely on these things for a multitude of reasons.
Yeah, but I mean, if you went back to the 1990s and you said in the year 2025, when you walk up and down the street, it's quite likely you'll collide with someone if you're not very careful about looking where you're going, because they're going to be staring at this device that basically runs their life for them, and they can't do anything without it. And if you took it away from them, they'd basically like have some kind of flap. You'd have been like, what do you want about? We'd have all thought the people doing what they're doing today would be really stupid, like not independent, can't really cope, no the inability to remember things, you know, like knowledge is completely devalued. You'd have gone, this is quite strange.
But I want to say something. I'm aware.
ChatGPT is a step on from that, a big step on from that. Take some personal responsibility for the health of your own brain, and don't.
Well, exactly, and that's kind of what I meant by the parenting as well. But I realise that this is a tangent that we've gone on for quite a while, so we better bring it back, or we're going to run out of time. But just one last thing I want to say, which is actually in keeping with some conversations we had in the past, and perhaps touches on your answer about, you know, are our jobs going to get taken away, is a concept I lean on out of self-interest and optimism as much as anything else, which is authenticity. Yeah. I think people still want to interact with people. People still want real people. Yeah, and I mean, with your role and our role to a certain extent as well, there needs to be trusted content that feeds the LLM. Exactly. As well. So and you're going to trust a person for a variety of reasons. We're not going to suddenly lose these social priorities. Yeah. You know, I mean, I couldn't replace you with Elena Bot. Maybe you could. Give it 10 years. Because I haven't known Elena Bot for 10 years, however long we've known each other. Yeah. You know, so there's all that shared history baked in, and that mutual trust, and just the fact that to a certain degree, when you get to know someone, your dynamic with them is predictable, and that's reassuring, and all that sort of thing. So I think there's lots of social reasons why we won't relinquish too much. But I'm not discounting Ian's concerns, because I think the pendulum could go too far in the dystopian direction first.
Zoe Kleinman, just to give her a shout out, she wrote a really good post.
She's BBC tech person.
Yeah, and she wrote a really good post on LinkedIn on the value of humans over AI.
Oh right, I'll check that out. No, good for her. No, I think she's good. She gets some good scoops as well.
Yeah, she really does. Okay, moving on then. So we're into May now. Which phone maker gave its phone an Ozempic treatment this year?
Oh shit, May.
Wait, what's the question?
Ozempic treatment. She's talking about thinner.
Yeah, phone maker.
I was going to say Apple.
Launched a thinner phone.
I was going to say Apple, but that's not a May thing. Anyway, I'm going to say Apple anyway.
No, it wasn't.
Samsung.
Yeah, it was. Do you know which model it was?
Makers. It was the Galaxy 65.
It's a Galaxy S Manjaro.
No, the Galaxy S25 Edge.
Oh, nearly. I said 65.
Yeah.
Was only slightly on the numbers.
I knew there was Edge in it.
I think you appreciate it, and I keep answering the question when I know I've got it wrong, just because I've just gone with my initial guess.
Because you're that generous.
Exactly, because I'm that lovely.
That lovely. Okay, next one. The cost of spectrum has jumped by how much over the past 10 years, according... Ooh.
In a percentage terms?
Yeah, do you know?
1,000%.
No. I actually had 3 multiple choice options.
Go on, carry on.
So I just thought
I'll discount that, seeing as you hadn't read any of them.
No.
Let's go. It's good.
No,
okay.
I mean, you picked them though.
Right, I'll tell you what. I'll meet you in the middle. Yeah, I get first shout. Okay, 54%, 63%, or 42%. Not 1,000.
That's rubbish. That's not even a proper increase. It's gone up by half as much.
42, 54,
Made
or
the news.
what was it? 42, 54, or what?
What are they whinging about?
54, 63, or 42.
I'll go middle again. 54.
No.
63.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's closer to 1,000.
Yes,
So I
it
was
is.
right anyway.
I'll give you that.
Even my original answer was right.
But if you got that wrong, I was going to go 999, wasn't I?
Okay, this is back to what we were talking about earlier about workers. But anyway, so we're back on this tangent. But 60% of these professionals from a certain type of profession consider internet connectivity a critical tool for their day-to-day activities, yet only 8% of them have 8% of them have no connectivity at all. So 60% consider internet connectivity vital to what
And is
they
it a
do.
profession?
Yeah.
But only
What's the
8% of them
profession?
actually have it.
Yeah. What's the profession?
No, she's saying 8% don't, even though.
No, only 8% have connectivity.
Oh.
So you've got 60% saying it's really important to them, and yet only 8%.
Only
And
8%
it's a
have it.
profession.
How can 8% of anyone not have
It's really old people who still have some tangential connection with journalism.
No.
I just don't think it's important, but only 8% have it.
You'll kick yourself.
Oh, shit. Well, now you're making me feel bad.
It's from a City Fibre announcement, if that helps.
What do you think about that, Scott? I'm going to have a punk IPA, as long as it's not...
I think you should. By the way, Elaine, if you only brought 2 little things for yourself.
Yeah, no, this is...
We've got an emergency dark and stormy if you need it.
nice.
Yeah.
Who bought that?
Sam last
Sabara.
week.
Oh.
He bought it from Bermuda.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you want it?
Well,
Oh, she's still
I'm
going.
having it.
So,
I
but-
could get another cup, though, couldn't I?
Yeah.
I'll do that afterwards.
Okay, we just got to guess something. Journalists.
No. Farmers.
Only 8% of farmers have got connectivity.
Yeah.
Is that something that we wrote?
Yeah.
I'm going to look that up and
In
delete it. It's
May.
bollocks.
Yeah, there we go.
No, I get
Only
it.
8% farmers have got connectivity.
Well, they're out in the middle of nowhere, aren't they?
No, they could get something. Get a bit of fucking FWA. Fibre with attitude.
I don't think that works in the fields. That's something you use in your house. They probably want it when they're out in the
But
middle.
she didn't say in the field. If she said in the fields, I would have guessed farmers.
They want it
wouldn't
when they're sitting on the combine harvester,
Yeah.
trying to check their
Right.
phone or
They're trying to listen to Joe Rogan.
liaise with the suppliers.
While they're harvesting wheat.
Need a little Wi-Fi network in your tractor.
Yeah, no, farmers in hindsight was the obvious guess.
It
And I
was.
feel stupid.
But you had to think laterally, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's a bit of a tricky one. Okay, on to June. Which companies reported a series of outages in June of this year, causing widespread disruption?
AWS?
No.
Really? They did this year.
In
They did,
June
but
of this year?
maybe not June, and maybe not in this
Well,
context.
this
Can you repeat the question, please, Elaine?
Which companies reported a series of outages in June of this year, causing widespread disruption?
Which companies?
Yeah, well,
Companies?
there were two that were in this article.
And AWS wasn't one of them.
No.
Oh, okay.
Outages.
I should probably give it to you, though, given that.
Is this operators rather than internet
Well, she isn't saying,
companies?
is it? Is she in the
Okay.
question? I was going to think.
I think you will remember it, because it was quite a big news story at the time. At least one of them I remember.
Well, if it's not operators, it's got to be one of the other hyperscalers. Otherwise, it wouldn't be widespread disruption, but it could be.
No, I think. Oh God, it's one of the ones that starts with crowd. I think it's CrowdStrike.
Oh no,
and something like
CrowdStrike is the cyber.
Because that affected.
Oh, that was
the
the
reason
cyber
that was
thing.
an issue is it affected Microsoft.
I know. I'm going to guess two
particularly.
operators. Then I'm going to go Vodafone and 3.
No, it was Cloudflare.
Oh, cloud! I knew it was a
Google.
cloud thing. Yeah, but I got the wrong thing. Who was the other one? Cloudflare
Google.
and Google. God, was it Google at the same time? I forgot that.
Can we take
Okay.
a break?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, if you're going, I might as well. Let me take this opportunity to once more thank the sponsors of this podcast, Cohere Technologies, which is the innovator behind the Universal Spectrum Multiplier software for 4G and 5G, and Pulsone technology for 5G and 6G coexistence, ISAC and NTN. Nice one. Okay, we're back in the room. Elena, where are we? Are we on July yet?
We're on June.
Okay.
A couple more questions for June. So, what is the name of Ofcom's chair?
Oh, is that? No, that's the CEO.
That's the sort of thing that
I was
he's
going to
gonna
say
know, and I'm not.
Melanie Dawes.
No.
And that's the CEO. Feck.
Sharon White.
That was ages ago.
No.
Oh.
No, it's Lord Grade of Yarmouth.
Yeah, he used to be in charge of the
Michael
BBC,
Grade.
didn't he?
Little great, yeah.
Michael Grade.
Good bloke.
Is he?
Likes a beer.
Have you
Dunno.
met him?
He's just making shit.
Oh,
up.
right. Oh, shame. I thought there was going to be a good juicy story there.
It looks like he does.
It'd be funny if he got bad grades. Anyway, dad joke.
That really is a dad joke. Oh. Okay, next one. Which French telco had a busy month in June signing deals for quantum and AI?
Orange.
Yes, well done.
You
Obvious
didn't know that
answer,
one.
isn't it?
Every single one where it's been down to the wire, I've had the right answer in my head. Such is life.
I think you'll get
C'est
the
la
next
vie,
one.
Pierre.
Keep your finger on the button.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I should just try a bit harder.
Right, July. Which major UK broadband provider boasted being the fastest broadband provider in the UK in July of this year?
VMO2.
Oh,
That narrows it down for
it
you.
does, doesn't it?
Only a bit.
I have a guess after.
That's what they used to do.
Well,
Always used to be VMO2, didn't it? With those posters, we're 200 with 200 exabytes a second.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just one little nuance, which is broadband provider. By that, I assume mean sort of consumer provider rather than wholesale. Anyway, I'm gonna say BT, but it could also be EE.
I was gonna
but
say
that's part
EE,
of
yeah.
I reckon
BT.
it's Sky.
Sky.
Sky boasted that,
Yeah.
even though they're on
Well, as soon
open.
as
July.
I said it, I
Yeah.
knew. No, they're not. They're a
Oh, they've got
fibre
that
customer.
bit of City Fibre going on,
Nobody-
haven't they?
No, but they're a big customer of OpenReach as well.
I just said OpenReach.
No,
You said no.
You said City Fibre.
No, but before that.
Oh. I
Play
thought you said-
back the
I thought
recording,
you said
Pierre.
copper. You said despite all that copper stuff they got going on.
No, I didn't say. What the fuck is wrong with you? Stop drinking. I didn't say any of those things. People listening to this are going to know you're mad.
Well, they knew that anyway.
They did. Okay, which operator celebrated more than 2 million text messages sent via satellite, proving you can now text someone from the middle of nowhere?
A UK operator.
No. It's an operator in the world
An operator in the world. I'm going to
in
guess
July.
T-Mobile, just because they go on about satellite a lot.
No.
AT&T.
No. It was one NZ, one New Zealand.
Yeah, I was going through my
You wrote
Pacific
it.
operators, and
You wrote the story.
did I?
Well, I don't know. If
No,
actually, it might have been Nick or
I
Mary or
write
Armita.
probably less than a quarter
Andrew,
of our. So I probably
which he
write
does.
a fifth of our stories.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, the best fifth.
Armita writes a lot, actually.
She does.
Yeah.
No, she's great.
Yeah,
She's
really good.
multi-talented.
Some really interesting stories. Well, actually, they're all brilliant. But yeah, I didn't
all right.
realise.
You can
I thought
favour
she
our
did
meter.
more.
We can allow it.
I thought she did more commercial stuff.
Well, that is
what I thought.
but because she's so conscientious, when she's got a window and she's not doing the commercial content stuff, she dips into the journalism.
That's really
Yeah.
good. Cool. Okay, next one. Which 3 companies work together to launch an AI hub in Indonesia? Go on, then.
Nokia.
No.
Oh, so the first one's wrong. All right.
I'm very confident about that one.
Well, I thought I was going to say Nokia, Nvidia, and Indosat or Indo.
Yeah, I was going to go for IOH.
One of
Indosat,
I mean,
Ooredoo,
they're
Horizon.
definitely doing something to launch a
Yeah.
hub.
Okay.
So it's a
two,
different
two
set,
of those
different
are
three.
correct.
Yeah. So I was going to... The 2 that I presume are correct are IOH and Nvidia. And
Yeah.
so I've got to guess the third to win, haven't I?
Well, Nokia's involved in it. But it's obviously someone else.
It'll be a
that announced it.
hyperscaler. It's a 1 in 3. AWS.
No, it's Cisco.
Oh, shit. I wouldn't have guessed that.
And Nokia.
Is it? Nokia
It
wasn't
is.
mentioned
Nokia's
in
big
the-
customers are that and
Yeah, but
T-Mobile
they didn't do
and
the
SoftBank.
AI hub.
Well, they are doing the AI hub, but it's probably like too recent for that news piece.
Exactly. So don't try and make out that
Yeah, this
you know
is
better than
in
Elena.
July.
Like, just fucking done our homework.
It wasn't said in July, but they're involved in that AI hub.
You see, this is how quickly news develops, isn't it?
It's just what happens with Ian after he had a couple of beers. He gets one wrong and he insists it's right.
Well, it is right now.
Isn't that gaslighting?
Exactly. Stop gaslighting, Elena.
Can you center
No,
yourself
not
a bit
me. I think it's you. Okay. Oh,
Towards
sorry. Oh, sorry.
me a bit.
Okay. Right. August now. It's the summer months. We've got another guest question
Cool.
from the lovely John Strand.
Excellent.
How many of the 27 countries in the EU have implemented the EU's 5G toolbox?
Fucking hell. I'm just going to guess. I just thought that's such a Strand question. Of the 27
Yeah.
have implemented it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not going to be that many. But he wouldn't have asked it if it wasn't a decent amount. I'm going to go half. I'm going to go 14.
10.
Ian's closer. It was 11.
Oh.
Played
But
it again,
good.
just waited.
Yeah. Good.
You go 13.
I was
Fair
going
play to him.
to say 10 if I'd put my finger on the thing first, but because I've spoken to him about it.
Well, that's just cheating.
But I think he's actually even being optimistic on the 11. I think some of them have
Really?
not really implemented it. They've said they're going to implement it, but not really done very much. So
That's good. That's a very Strandy question. Nice
it is
one, John.
quite a strandy question. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was very responsive when I messaged him. So
Yeah,
thank
you
you
got to be
very
careful,
much.
John. He can be very responsive.
Well, he's very busy in the US at the moment.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
So
he's another
quite tied
itinerant
up.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so thank you for your guest question, John. Right. In a report launched in August by VMO2, how many Brits recycle their passwords across multiple accounts?
All of them. Well, what do you mean? How many? Have I got to come up with a
Just
like
percentage.
millions?
No,
Oh, well, you never said
sorry,
percentage.
percentage. Sorry, percentage.
Well, I have to stick with what I said. I'm going to go 100.
100.
80.
Literally nailed it.
Nailed
80.
it. Nice one.
I read that story,
Did
Right.
you?
I didn't.
probably.
All right, maybe.
Oh, I was so gullible. Right.
I wouldn't have been surprised if it was 100 though. I mean, how many people come up with a new password for everything?
8 out
I
of 10.
don't.
8 out
Well,
of 10.
Well, no.
2 out of 10, sorry.
You need a password manager. No, you don't.
Do you know, like sometimes you create a new password and it says Google will recommend some gobbledygook.
Yeah.
I'm already getting to the stage where I shouldn't be saying words like that.
Gobbledygook's a good
but
password,
sometimes,
actually.
Yeah. you need an exclamation mark.
With a couple of numbers in
Yeah.
it. Change the O to a 0 and
Yeah,
like
edit.
the E to
Yeah.
a...
but
Well, put a
sometimes
question
when you've got
mark
a
in there.
password manager or whatever, you end up on an app or something like that where
Yeah.
it hasn't remembered it. And then obviously you got no chance. Whereas at least if you use some...
Reset your password then.
Yeah, that's a pain in the arse.
Do you know what the good thing to do
it's better
is
to
to
be
not
secure.
have so many online services that you use.
There is that.
Just limit yourself to your telco.
Especially when some of them won't even work at 1:30 in the morning when you're trying to get home.
Exactly.
Oh.
See how
Like
useful
I
it
was on
is?
Wednesday.
You were lost without digital
I was fucked.
in the middle of the night.
If it wasn't for you, mate, you saved my life.
And that was all physical, that was.
I'm definitely
There's
too
no
old.
online
to be-
action going
I'm
on.
definitely too old to be crashing on a park bench.
Yeah.
Not too old to be crashing on a sofa.
No, it was very, very comfy sofa, thank you. And he actually stayed up. He should have been in bed like half an hour earlier or so.
Oh, he's a gentleman, isn't he?
He's a mate.
Good friend.
Yeah.
Good friend.
It gave me an opportunity to do the washing up.
Right,
which I
is that what you
earlier.
did?
Yeah, apparently I woke everybody up doing it though. So.
But you hadn't made the washing up, surely? You'd been out.
I've not created the washing up, but there was a lot there to be done.
Oh, that's even nicer.
And he dealt with it.
Yeah.
I got to say one other thing. I nearly, I woke up in the middle of the night and he's in a new flat. I've never been to this flat before.
Right.
And I need to have a little visit. And he's basically got a long, thin flat with a bunch of doors just coming off a corridor.
No.
I was like, I don't know where the fucking bog is. Tried the first one, and it's his bedroom. But luckily, I didn't wake you or your wife up.
I was dead to the world.
that could have been
That was
so
about
bad.
4 a.m, probably,
Yeah, yeah.
I suspect.
When I was at
And I
university,
thought that looks warm, so I just snuggled it. No, I didn't. No, I just hurriedly shut it and then found the bog.
when I was at university, we had there was a group of us who went to Brazil because I did languages at university. So we went there for a few weeks, and we started in Rio for the carnival. It was amazing, and we were staying in this hostel. And a few of us were in one room and a few of us were in the other. And we kind of basically sort of shared the rooms. And in the middle of the night, one of the guys had a tendency to sleepwalk.
Oh, dear.
And he
Bloody hell.
can see on the CCTV.
Sounds like an HR problem.
The next day, you see him walking naked around this kind of atrium of this youth hostel.
Hold on a sec, naked.
Yeah, that's my excuse as well.
So, no, but I'm saying if you know you got a sleepwalking problem, don't get a bed naked.
I don't know if he knew that he had a sleepwalking problem at that point. Anyway, then he pulled.
That's what you should have said, Scott. She says, I'm sleepwalking.
Sleep exhibitionism.
When you came in and snuggled up, you should just go, I'm sleepwalking, sorry.
Yeah,
It's not my fault.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Go back to sleep.
Anyway, then there was this chest of drawers that was on one side of the atrium, and he pulled out one of the drawers and had a pee in it, and then shut it.
Oh my God.
And then went back into his room, all on CCTV.
Have you
So
ever,
he couldn't even say
have you
that.
ever done sleepwalking?
I don't think so, no.
Apparently I used to do it when I was a kid. I used to come back downstairs and like sit there, and they knew that I was sleepwalking and like ask for things and then
Yeah.
go back to sleep. And
No, I think the
Really
closest
weird.
sleepwalking I've had is when I've just been really pissed and not really known what the fuck I was doing. That doesn't really count.
but my kids have never ever done it at all. Whereas
So
apparently I used
you
to do it
know.
quite regularly.
Was it? I mean, maybe they have. You just don't know about it.
Maybe, yeah.
It's
I think you can tell
it's a weird
because people are in a
concept,
slight
sleepwalking.
daze, and it's like they're not quite switched on, so you can sort of tell if they're doing it.
Yeah, that's
I've been
true.
told, but
apparently it's an affliction that
yeah.
affects men, older men, as you get older.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, maybe it's something you got to look forward
Yeah,
to in
you
your
have.
60s.
I'm already older. But yeah, not yet.
But
Elena.
you know,
I'm not quite old
was
enough.
what was his name? Robert Maxwell, that business
Yeah,
tycoon.
he did it, did he?
Yeah, that's how he died. So he was on his yacht.
You're going,
No, he
there's
was-
a whole rabbit hole there.
Well, supposedly he was on on his yacht, and he went out for a pee in the middle of the night, sleepwalking, and he fell off.
I thought it was mainly a kids thing because their brains are a bit sort of like.
Isn't that the opening of the Jason Bourne
Well,
movie?
doesn't the same thing happen when you get older?
You're right, it is.
Degenerate. We've got it all to look forward to. Isn't it depressing? Oh, God, that's
Anyway.
the biggest tangent,
Yeah.
That was a
isn't
bit
it?
tangent.
I'm
That's
going
a
back
big
to
tangent.
Sam's
That wasn't
last
very telecomy.
Citrus
No.
Smash ale. Thanks again, Sam. Hope you're listening. Yeah, carry on, Elena.
Okay, which fintech launched an MVNO in August of this year?
Revolut.
No.
God, that rang a bell.
Monzo.
Monzo, yeah.
Shit. That was in that space, isn't it?
Well done. Okay, now we're on to September. Which company half delivered on the rumours to launch a foldable phone?
That was my earlier guess, which I will now rectify at Apple
Yes. With the
with the Air.
iPhone Air.
And my headline, I actually did write this one. I said Apple launches half a foldy phone,
That's
which
right.
is presumably where
What's the score at the moment?
you
It was
got
half a
some
foldy.
of your. You're still well ahead. I think.
12 to 5.
12 to 5.
Yeah,
Jesus
I know.
Christ. I mean, it's just done and dusted, isn't it?
Yeah, he got a lot of he picks up the
Yeah.
crumbs like a poacher's goal.
Well,
you know?
my only grievance, and it's
That's
not
a cruel way
it's
of
not a
putting it.
legitimate grievance,
Well,
but nearly all the ones where we seem to have hit it together, the buzzer together, have gone to him.
but there's
That's
a couple
'cause
of
mine's louder than yours.
numbers guess.
No, you
where-
probably were first. I'm not saying there's any foul play.
Just because you've got quite a buzzer.
I'm just bemoaning my
Well,
luck.
our adjudicator, Pierre, did give you some tips. put your finger on the
stop,
buzzer.
Like, pay attention.
I was
stop being
quite
a dick.
kind to you early on as well.
Yeah,
Or
no,
if
you're
it's a
fine.
number of
I've got
things,
no
let him
grievance.
guess first and then go one over or one under. And
Yeah, no, I've got no grievance. It's all
You're quite
good.
quick on the buzzer, normally.
Too quick, apparently. Except when I know it,
Although that-
and then you're quicker than I am.
That way it worked out.
Yeah, we're
That's
good.
fine.
I've clawed one back.
Yeah. Don't worry, all still to play for.
Is it? Just
Yeah.
about.
So, who took over the role of CEO at City Fibre, replacing your friend Greg?
We were just out. We want to give a
September
shout out
this year.
to Emma
Don't know his
Hutchinson
bloody
if you're
name.
listening.
Don't know his name.
I have no idea what his name is, so I'm going to go, the guy from Goldman Sachs.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't know.
You don't know
John
his name.
Smith.
Dave.
Dave.
Yeah,
It is Dave.
Yeah, Dave Daveson.
It's not. It's not Dave Daveson, unfortunately.
No, I can't remember his
Nick
name. either.
Kershaw.
I can't remember his name, but there's a funny little story. We were just out with Emma Hutchinson, who's head of comms at City Fibre. We had a couple of beers with her before we went to the VMO2 thing that I had such trouble getting home from.
Oh, yes.
And my first interaction with her was when I wrote up this story, although I can't remember the geezer's name either. And I went with some fairly loose speculation about how he once worked at Goldman Sachs, and
right.
Goldman Sachs is an investor, so maybe they're just making sure of their investment. And Emma pinged me an email. I won't be so indiscreet as to say what she said. Nothing too dramatic, but she was a bit like, she was kind of pushing back on that, on that speculation, which is fair enough, and that's her job.
That's her job, yeah.
And then anyway, that's how we first met, and then we met her face to face the other day, just up the road. She's cool.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Emma. But no, I can't recall
remember.
his name at all.
Simon Holden.
Right? Yeah.
I'd never have guessed that.
No. And then they announced their new appointment this week as well. So shout out to Neil.
I should probably
Yeah.
forget it.
Shout out. So that's public, isn't it? The Neil
Yes,
thing.
definitely.
Well, they've not announced it,
But it's
though.
public enough.
People have reported on it,
Yeah.
but no one's confirmed. that
So
he's working.
regular guest on this podcast, Neil McCree. She was quite rating my Neil McCree accent, wasn't she, when we were at the pub?
She couldn't tell what you were saying.
I think it's pretty good, actually.
That's it, because
You were saying the customer.
yeah, exactly. I was saying. I was giving her a little preview of what it's going to be like being head of comms when Neil's there.
Right.
Because, he's an opinionated, passionate guy. And he said, soon he'll tell you about a customer. And she's like, what? And I went, customer. And she didn't know what
She
the
couldn't
fuck I was
tell what
talking
you were
about.
saying.
Really?
Yeah, so I guess my McRae accent was so good that, and there's a little warning for you, Neil. She won't know what you're talking about when you say customer.
Yeah, I mean, she's got to be concerned now because I was saying how accurate your accent was, and she's probably sitting there thinking, "Oh my god, I'm not going to understand what our CTIO's saying to me." When we
In
have
fact, I
conversations.
just remembered a cool joke she set up for herself when we were chatting. I said, she complimented on the accent, and I went, thanks, because I'm really shit at accents. And she goes, oh no, you're not. Give me another one. And so I found another one. She went, yeah, you are shit at accents. And I thought, oh, okay, nice one.
Well,
You got me there.
What were her accents like? Did you?
Well, and that's true. I didn't throw it back at her.
I think accents are hard, actually.
Yeah, she didn't do anything.
They are. I mean, my only cover is I don't pretend to be any good at them, but at least I give them a go every now and then.
But do you only know customer in
Customer.
Scottish?
I'll do a Neil McCree in general. But it's
Customer.
just generic Scottish.
It's the customer.
Well,
is
that
quite
word
good.
works quite well in Scotland.
does.
Yeah.
I think.
And I like the way the Scottish swear, like bastard.
Yeah.
That's much better than bastard.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
It's the kind of rolling of the R's thing.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Well, there you go. Congratulations.
But yeah,
Neil.
congrats. So he's their new CTIO, isn't he?
Well, I mean, it's been reported.
Yeah,
no
yeah.
one's confirmed it.
So our old colleague who's been on this pod in years gone past, Ray Lemaitre at Telecom TV, got the scoop. But I think it's out there now. I don't think we're seeing.
I mean, I think he probably is
controversial.
going to be their CTIO.
Be a bit weird at this stage.
The companies haven't confirmed it, any.
No, it's not
I
official.
don't think he has either. So
No. Okay. Well, congrats if you've got the job,
Yeah,
Neil.
and if you haven't, sorry.
Okay, October now. According to Nokia's threat intelligence report, which was launched in October of this year, how frequently did terabit scale DDoS attacks happen? Once every 5 days, once every 3 days, or once every 10 days?
I'm going to go middle again. 5.
Yes, right, you've got one.
5. I think I'm 2 out of 3 for middle guesses.
You are. Okay, next question. How many small cells does London have?
Just full stop.
Yeah.
Shit. You go first this time. You're just waiting for me to say something stupid, aren't you?
it doesn't work.
You're barely pressing it.
It works just fine when you know the answer, mate. All right, I'll go first. How many small cells does London have? Full stop.
It was in conjunction with an announcement from Bolden,
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, God.
I'll go 1,000.
I was going to go higher than that. I'll go 5,000.
You went too far.
I know, but I just don't want to be a dick about it.
1,001 and he got the point, yeah?
No, it was 200.
So there, I wasn't a dick, and that's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Only 200.
Only 200.
Actually, I mean, there's only like 19,000 macro sites, isn't there?
If I'd known that, I wouldn't have made such a
across the
stupid
whole
guess.
of the UK. But small cells, I still thought there was a chance that, you know, office sort of stuff.
Seems very low.
Is
Anyway.
low, yeah.
Well, maybe it's over the last couple of months. It's
I was out by a
increased.
factor of 5.
Okay.
By a lot more.
What did companies like Snapchat, Slack, and Fortnite have in common on the 20th of October?
Oh, I know this one.
Snapchat, what's the other one, sorry?
Slack and Fortnite. 20th,
On the 20th
of October.
Massive downloads.
Oh, no.
Don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe
It's like
that
some
happened
upgrade
as well.
that happens that
No,
day.
that might have
That
happened.
they do each year. Okay.
Trying to help Scott here. I think it. Okay.
I mean,
We
I
actually
did
have
that for
raised
you.
this before in the quiz.
I'm going to guess something, and then I'm going to let Pierre guess before you answer. Snapchat.
Massive bereavement.
A Fortnite.
This has come up in the quiz already. Just give you a clue. We haven't.
Oh, don't give him any clues. He doesn't need any help. He's way ahead.
God. No. Nothing's jumping out at me. I'm going to try a blind guess. I was going to guess something regulatory, but I can't remember anything regulatory having come up in the pod so far.
It's their birthday of all of them.
Oh, no. That's a good guess, but no.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of things they got in common. One's a social media platform, one's a comms platform, and one's a game.
Yeah, but they all rely on
Something.
something.
Yes.
Yeah.
They all rely on something, and then we got these koozies right after. Because something had happened. Oh my God!
You can't get better than that as a clue.
They're all affected by the outage.
Right. Well, I wasn't going to guess that, so I'm going to take
Oh, well done, Pierre. Yeah.
point for
the
me.
AWS outage.
One's a Pierre.
it. God, yeah, no,
He's not even in the quiz.
that wasn't getting into my head at all.
I was doing like this, just like
Yeah, I know. He was doing a throat cutting, and I was like, that's not helping.
no.
That's normally what he does when he
I
wants
think
me
next
to
year
shut the
Pierre
fuck
should
up.
be in this quiz.
I was
as
trying to
well.
mimic like an unplug motion.
Yes, maybe we should, actually.
Then
That's a
there's
good
3
idea.
that'll make it
I'll need another buzzer.
I'll just
Another
steal the
buzzer.
points. Yeah.
another buzzer, and Pierre can be involved.
You had read one once.
Yeah, I do. But it makes the same sound as the green one.
Well, that's not very helpful, is it?
No. Funny.
We can find a buzzer with
Another
a different
thing.
sound.
Another thing I'm going to put in your feedback form.
Yeah, okay. Jeez. You're a tough customer.
Like, well, areas that could be improved.
Okay. I'll send out a survey.
Yeah, if you would.
Oh,
I know
anonymous survey.
I know you care about your net promoter score.
Yeah, I do. I'll do that on Monday. Right.
If you would.
November. This is a bit tenuous. November was a bit tricky. Why will BA flights become even more attractive to business professionals in 2026?
Because they got in-flight Wi-Fi off Starlink or something like that.
Yeah. Well done. Did you write that story? You
Might
probably
have.
did.
It's going to be free for everyone, right?
Yeah.
But does that mean it's going to be shit then? Because everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's funny how free and shit often
It's
coincide.
like we used to have like 25 people, trying it. Now there's 400, and it's shit. Well, yeah, we're all sharing. Everyone's going to be FaceTiming,
do you know-
even though they're
Yeah.
not supposed
First
to.
time ever,
Yeah.
I bought in-flight Wi-Fi. I think when I was going to Finland, because I think Andrew was on holiday, so I sort of had to do work from the flight. It did work.
Yeah.
That was an amazing plane on the way
Yeah.
to Finland.
What,
like for a
was it a
2-hour
special
flight.
charter?
It was just a massive jumbo, and it had
Oh, wow.
nobody on it.
No,
Really?
And it had like TV entertainment service.
I've had
and
that
stuff.
to
It's like,
Sweden
what the
as
hell?
well.
Why is this going to Helsinki?
It's like a 4-hour flight, and then it's big and it's
like,
empty.
what
Yeah.
the hell?
And yet the internal flight we got from Helsinki to Oulu was packed.
Yeah, but that was a tiny little plane, though.
But I'm saying, why are all these people? Maybe it's to do with the event we were going to, but
No.
I was surprised there was so much commuting going on.
Well, it's the same as going up to Glasgow, isn't it? I suspect you find it the same.
I've never gone to Glasgow.
Yeah, no, but if you got on a plane to Glasgow, you'd find it's very full. That's what happens
you've
with
found
like
that, have you?
short haul flights are busy, mate.
All right.
On EasyJet and those services, you know.
Have you booked?
Nothing beats a Jet
you never
2
really go.
holiday.
No,
We've already booked our Mobile World Congress.
Who are you flying with?
Vueling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a bit shit.
Well, good choice, though, for Barcelona.
Yeah.
Barcelona's quite good. There's loads of flights that go.
You haven't been there for years, have you?
No. I might go this year, actually.
Ah.
I've got a friend who lives there.
Keep in touch,
so
we'll
I
lead
can
you
go
astray.
Oh, yeah. Wednesday.
For sure.
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
I'll be there for Wednesday then.
Yeah, yeah.
Just for the piss up.
Oh, God, yeah. We always end up at Las Pipas
Yeah.
until, oh, fuck in the morning.
What?
That's what that club is, where I always have to
right.
chat to Kiko, the bouncer, because I'm the only one speaking Spanish. Do you speak Spanish as well?
Well,
A little bit.
not enough
I
now.
think it's called Las Pipas.
Yeah.
That means sunflower
I think it means-
seeds, doesn't it?
Oh, it
Pipas?
could do.
Yeah, I think it means sunflower seeds.
Yeah,
That's a funny name for a bar.
it is. But it happens to be the one
Anyway.
around the corner from Glaciar.
Oh,
And every year, you know, it gets to wrap up at Glaciar at midnight or whatever. And there's loads of people who are still up for it.
yeah.
And they go, Scott, do your thing. And I get to practice my Spanish. He even recognised me from the previous year this year.
The bouncers stay
Yeah.
the same year on year. Wow. Now that wouldn't happen in the UK.
He just stands there all the time. Actually, he doesn't look like
Waiting
really
for me.
post. He's like a sort of
It's like,
palace
just like this
guard.
is the highlight of your year, Elena. That's the highlight of his year.
All revolving around you.
Exactly. Funny that. It's funny how often I'm the most important thing in a given scenario.
Oh, well.
Anyway, carry on.
Okay. So, which German company declared itself the world's largest open RAN operator? Okay.
I think it was you, Ian. And I'm not sure of
One
the
and
answer
one.
anyway.
Yeah, it
Right.
was.
Would you got that?
I think I would have been gravitating towards that as a guess because all the greenfield ones tend to be a bit more open round, don't they?
Well, it was between them and what are those other tits called?
Deutsche Telekom,
That's
O2,
it, yeah.
Vodafone.
Deutsche Telekom, because they said they're doing sort of open RAN stuff now to kind of
Yeah.
replace bits of.
Well, I was similarly torn.
Oh no, Vodafone. Actually, there's loads of them who could have been in Germany.
Oh, so I guess you guessed right. But the greenfield
Well done.
always seems like, you know, like Dish and Rakuten. You always figure they're a bit more
Yeah.
open round.
Anyway, I was right, wasn't there? There haven't been many open RAN questions. So,
No, that's
There's
a
not
good
been
point.
a lot of open RAN questions. I'm glad I got the only open RAN question.
That's true.
right.
That would have been
Yeah.
Otherwise,
humiliating.
I'd look really stupid.
I thought we were going to, with Sam one last week, I thought we were going to get a bit more into your supposedly adversarial open RAN writing, but he didn't seem to have a big bone to pick with you about that, did he?
I don't think I'm very adversarial.
No, I don't think
about
you are, but
open
but
RAN.
I know there's a perception that you are. And,
Well,
I
I mean,
thought it'd be quite fun to
because I-
explore that perception,
Point out that it hasn't done very well.
and which I agree. But anyway,
okay.
go for it.
So we're into December now. Which company has begun exclusive talks with Warner Brothers Discovery to acquire its film? And
Well, there's two of them. There's a lot, actually.
is that?
Yeah.
This
Well, I
this
think-
week,
I
though?
think-
You mean
think she
which one
means-
had an agreement?
Yeah. This
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I think she means Netflix.
Yeah, I do.
But there was a hostile counteroffer from Paramount.
But yeah. No, maybe I needed to rephrase that.
No, it's all right. It's good. I knew
Okay.
what you're talking about.
Netflix.
I pay
got
more
the point.
attention than Pierre. He's easily confused.
Okay. Vodacom paid around 1.8 billion euros to acquire a controlling stake in Safaricom. After the deal closes, what percentage of Safaricom will Vodacom own?
51%.
Okay.
Didn't she just say that in the
It's-
question?
No, I didn't.
No. So what percentage will it own?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would have answered the question if she'd said it.
I know. I was confused. I could have sworn 51.
So I'm obviously wrong.
Stay close.
Yeah.
Over and over.
Covering it up. Lena,
Well, I
I'm
didn't
so
trust
hurt that you
well,
think I'll
sorry.
cheat.
And actually, no. it
Lena
doesn't
was
matter.
putting her hand over the answer.
Lots to play for.
No, he got it wrong. Can you read it again? I think I'm going mad. I could have sworn you said,
No, I didn't.
go on.
You are.
Can you read it again?
I did say what the amount was. Vodacom paid around 1.8 billion euros
Right, then I have just gone mad. I'm
to
sorry.
acquire a controlling stake in Safaricom.
And you're saying how much of that? And
Yeah,
obviously
what
51
percentage?
is the minimum. Do you know what? I'm going to cheat and say 52. Just,
Oh, all right, you have got it. 55.
yeah.
Nah.
We've
It's the
played
first
Ian at
time-
the same game.
That's the first time I've done that, and you did it once, so that's 1-1 on that tactic.
You're creeping up the leaderboard.
I should have gone higher. That was a foolish thing to do.
A what-ish?
Foolish thing to do.
I thought you slightly...
I thought it was quite good.
I thought he drunkenly
Good guess.
mispronounced it.
What did X do in response to being fined $120 million for DSA breaches?
I told everyone to fuck off.
No.
In response to being fined for what again?
For DSA breaches
Yeah.
by the European Commission.
What did it do? I mean, it did a lot of things.
So the European Commission fined X. What
Yeah.
did they do in retaliation?
Oh,
What did X do?
Yeah, I think I know what it is. This isn't my answer, but one of the things they did was Elon Musk tweeted bullshit.
Yeah.
But
That's
which
what I
is
said.
what I think Ian was alluding to. But no,
No.
it was more substantial than that. It was an actual thing. Fuck. I wrote this.
Did you?
Yeah. Why'd you have to ask me questions I've written after I've had 4 beers? They tried to get back at them.
I mean, this was December.
I know, it's really
there's
recent.
Really no excuse.
It's really recent, but I've drunk lots of beers since then. It was something quite trivial. Oh my God, it's on the tip of my tongue.
This is right up your street as well.
I know, it's very frustrating.
It's not an open
I'll
rant.
give myself a few more seconds and then I'll give up. Just trying to clear my mind.
It's not on virtual rant even.
No.
Oh. Something they did to Europe.
Like, what would Elon do other than say that on a tweet or whatever?
God, I'm going to hate myself. It's there. I remember writing it. I remember thinking this is quite interesting. And it just won't come to the front of my mind. No, I'm going to have to bail. It just won't come.
Terminated its ad account.
There we go.
Okay.
So now that you've reminded me, so what they basically did was when the EU announced this thing, obviously Elon Musk went to his people and went find something on them, and they reckoned that they somehow misused their dormant ad account.
Right.
So he went, fuck it, we're terminating Italian. It seemed like the most petulant, pointless thing, but he just had to have some kind of counter.
Yeah.
I just couldn't remember the specifics until you told me it. No worries.
Okay. Well, we're almost at the end. So we've got another guest question.
Oh, cool.
From your friends, Gabriel Brown.
Ah,
Your friend Gabriel Brown from Omdia.
he's only my friend. He hates Ian.
So this is actually not quiz related because the answer won't influence the quiz. So I can, whilst you're talking, I can tot up the scores. But how do you vet contacts and verify information given by spokespeople or contributors for your stories before going to print?
Oh, I see. So this isn't a right or wrong. This is
No.
just curious
It's
to
just
know how we vet
a discussion
people.
point. Yeah.
What's the question again?
How do you vet your contacts and verify information given for your stories before going to print?
Oh, that's a deep question, isn't it, for a podcast?
I think knowing Gabriel, he just
Bloody
wanted to get us to say it on the record. Shall I start?
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically it's the same kind of critical thinking that I think Gabriel does in his job. Is that obviously you consider their credentials, their experience, their sort of bona fides, and then you also consider their incentive in giving you an answer.
Yeah.
So if they go, well, I think the best answer is that people should buy more of our shit, then you take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
But then maybe this is one area where our job as journalists is different from Gabriel's as an analyst, is sometimes we probably will be a little bit persuaded by how juicy what they have to say is and how headline worthy it is.
I agree. I mean, you're not writing an analyst report where someone's taking advice from it. I mean, the mainstream press will say there's been rumours of a takeover according to several sources, and then it won't happen. So it's you. Obviously, if someone comes along and goes, "Oh, I've heard that BT's about to get out of business,"
No, I'm fine with it. Yeah.
and it's like, well, or that the CEO of such and such an operator has been caught for like sexual harassment in the workplace.
Yeah.
Then you would definitely not write that story without
Without
Yeah.
that's
it depends on the
things like that.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
The
sort of depends.
implications of the
It depends on the nature of the story. If you're going to write something that would be like libelous, or if you get it wrong, even when you're citing a couple of anonymous sources, so you really would have to be quite careful about how well you know them, I guess. I mean, there's all that thing about relationship building with sources and
that's
who they
key with
are,
journalism,
you know,
isn't it? And you never reveal your sources.
Yeah, and there's some people that you know who are kind of insiders and like they'll tell you a few things, then it turns out they've been getting stuff right for a long time and they become more reliable. Sort of that's when they sort of become reliable sources. But we never have to be like, if someone's speculating about something that might happen.
Yeah.
Unless it's what I've just said, something that's going to get you in massive trouble because you're making personal allegations about someone, or you don't have to worry about it the way that an analyst would, I guess, in terms of.
Yeah.
So we have different. I'm not speaking for Gabe specifically. We have different. We exist in a different commercial environment. We're more insulated from the commercial world than analysts are, and that's not to say analysts primarily make their decisions based on commercial considerations. I don't think they do, but it's there. It's in the fucking room. But yes, I completely agree with everything Ian just said.
How often is a story leaked to you?
Depends what you mean.
Not very often at all.
I mean,
it depends what you mean. But those stories that get leaked that City Fibre's buying Virgin Media or something wouldn't get leaked to us.
What we do, I had a funny one. He's going to come on the pod in the new year, hopefully. Kieran from the FT. I had a funny little bit of banter with him when we were out, not last night, but recently. And I was telling him how we'd had a go at one of his stories on the pod. You know, we weren't being personal, but we were just disagreeing with the story.
Oh, was that the one?
The AI-related one.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was just telling him, you know, just for the sake of transparency, because I assumed he hadn't listened to the pod. And then afterwards, by the way, I sent him links to the bits so that he could see. And he's fine. He's like, you know, go for it.
Yeah.
But then we were being a bit bantery, and he's going, well, how many scopes have you had recently? And then my counter banter was, well, I'd have a lot more if I worked for the FT and they're all coming in. I had inbound stuff for free. Anyway, this is all just friendly stuff, but it is different. If you're someone like the FT or Bloomberg or Wall Street Journal or something like that, I'd be interested to know what you think about this, Elaine. This is my assumption. Then that is a place where certain people will launder their rumours or their trial balloons. You know, trial balloon?
Yes.
Yeah. I assumed you would. I just didn't want to.
But if he'd said that to me, if I'd been privy to that conversation,
well, then you would have had a better response.
I'd have said I've had fucking loads of scoops, but none of them are even things that you'd even know about. Because all you ever write about is UK broadband, mate. And which company's going to buy which company?
I don't think you should. I don't think you should pigeonhole Kieran too much, because he's going to be.
I'm going to pigeonhole him.
Fucking slap your face.
No, well, he wouldn't, and I'll pigeonhole him.
No, I know.
And he'd be happy to be pigeonholed this way.
No, he does. That's definitely
it'd be
a
stupid
core
if he
concern
didn't want to be pigeonholed this way. He doesn't know. If you were to talk to Kieran about the intricacies of semiconductor technology that's used in virtual RAN, he wouldn't have a fucking clue what you're talking about.
I want to take it. But
you'll learn about things that are happening in that little world.
But my point is to take it back from the individual, whether it's Kieran or shout out to Gillian at Bloomberg, who's now moving on to cover FMCG.
It's not a criticism of Kieran. It's a criticism. Kieran. It's the publication that you're working.
Exactly, and that's the point I wanted to make. It's a publication. It's also the way they allocate writers.
Yeah.
Like in Gillian's case, and I'm sure, hopefully for her, it's a promotion and a pay rise or whatever. But, you know, now she's gone from telecoms, and she's just spent 2 or 3 years getting clued up in telecoms, and now she's moving into a whole new sector.
Yeah, well, that's what the broadsheets do.
Yeah.
But one thing
they definitely do, I mean, I don't know this for sure, which is why I'm happy for you to affirm or deny or not comment, whatever suits you. You know, that they get incoming stuff because... You know, so people listening who don't know, the concept of trial balloon is to get something into the public domain, but in a deniable way, such that you can go, well, you know, sources close to the matter who want to remain anonymous because they don't want to get sacked, think that City Fibre might be about to buy VMO2.
Yeah.
And then you watch the share price response and the public response, and then if it doesn't happen... It's deniable because it's all anonymous. So I think those papers have that role, and that's an advantage in terms of scoops. But
the best we can hope
for... They regurgitate... Back to the sources. Let me quickly finish. Back to the sources thing. It does mean that they're regurgitating a lot of stuff, I think, quite uncritically.
But the best we can hope for is knowing which supply is being taken out of a network and finding that out about that first, or knowing that Nokia is the main beneficiary of the Vodafone 3 deal because they're actually taking out loads of Ericsson equipment, which was never reported and accepted by us, I think. And someone
But
at
that's through
Bloomberg.
your own critique. That's not somebody
No.
giving you the scoop. Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not through my
from
own
him chatting to
critique.
people.
I wouldn't write that down if it was just me making my mind up about it.
Sources.
Yeah.
I know that they're replacing Ericsson at a load of sites. I'd never write that.
No.
Unless I knew that it was happening.
Yeah.
It's the story's written as sources have
confirmed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's actual numbers in the story, but the FT wouldn't write something like that. All they want to know about is who's buying who.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
They've got
executives taking it. They have
editorial
completely
priorities.
different priorities.
Yeah.
They're not interested in site numbers or
well, they're
something
not in
like
the weeds as much, are they?
But they also
or something like
they care
Nokia
about.
buying Juniper's Open
No, of
RAN
course not.
like
No.
SMO business.
But it's the FT. They care about share prices
Yeah,
and shit.
of course they do.
So
yeah.
that it's a completely different order of priorities. We'll never get told that Vodafone's buying 3 before the
before the
Bloomberg
FT.
does.
That's actually what I quite like
And if
about.
anybody told us, they'd be fucking idiots, frankly, if they told us before they told Bloomberg.
Yeah, unless it's off the record.
They wouldn't tell you
Never.
off the
they
record.
They would never say anything like that.
If you want to get a story like that out, you never ever, and there's something wrong with you if you. I mean, I'm saying this as someone who works for Light Reading, but there's something wrong with you if you're getting to Light Reading ahead of the FT on saying. I mean, I'm not so naive to think that more people read Light Reading than the Financial Times.
Yeah.
So if like a merger story, a big merger story, is always going to be a mainstream publication story. We have to find the gaps. And the the kind of juicy technology bits that are of interest to the CTO community within telcos. That's exactly what the trade press should be doing.
But are you never asked just for your feedback on how a story's going to go down, or
not on stuff like that, because that's going to come. That's all going to come from equity analysts who are close to it, or maybe somebody,
not about how the market
or maybe
will
someone at
respond,
C-level.
No.
Yeah, no,
I think
never.
I think they find out how the market respond by the thing publishing back to the trial balloon paradigm.
But if you ask you based on your knowledge of the market, because you're speaking to people within the industry all the time, you could have quite a good understanding of how you think a certain announcement would go down.
I wouldn't have a better understanding than Kieran at the FT of how a merger deal is going to be perceived.
No.
I'd have a better understanding of where Open RAN is in the market today.
People behind the scenes obviously do pick our brains.
Yeah.
But I mean, going full circle back to, and I think the reason we went down this rabbit hole was Gabe's question. I think if someone whispers in our ear, then we've got to think about what their motives are for whispering in our ear. They don't just do it for the fuck of it. I mean, you might be friendly with someone, but then again, you have to be ethical. Like, we've had loads of times, we've alluded to it, we had loads of times we've had guests on this pod, and we've gone to the pub after, had a few beers, they've told us all kinds of juicy shit, but we haven't repeated it because that was in the pub.
Yeah, but I've written those stories in a roundabout way, but even those stories are not the kind of stories that the mainstream press would write about.
No, your point's well made.
What's the one story this week that you two have both mentioned a couple of times that's a bit of a scoop, which hasn't been confirmed by either of the companies, which is Neil McRae being appointed CTIO of CityFibre? The FT's never going to write that Neil McRae's been appointed the CTIO of CityFibre. That's the least interesting story.
Yeah.
If you went to the
something as boring as Ray to write
the business editor of the FT and you went, I've got this great scoop, Neil McRae is going to be the CTIO of CityFibre, he'd go, who the fuck are you talking about? And who is he? He's the CTIO? I'm not interested unless it's the CEO. That's what they'd say. Whereas for our sector, it's obviously interesting for people in the community that we deal in to know that.
Yeah, and of course the FT is covering all different sectors, aren't they?
Nobody would read that story.
If
that was posted in the FT, nobody would ever read that story.
Yeah.
I'm going to wrap up.
They don't even know who Neil McRae is. I suspect most FT readers.
Well, anyone who listens to this podcast does now. I'm going to wrap it out now because we haven't quite finished. No, but we're nearly out of time. No, I meant wrap up that.
I see. Segment.
That rabbit hole.
Move it on.
All right, sorry. I'm going to move it on.
Wrap it up.
Okay, we are.
Wrap you up.
Okay, so my final question or discussion point is from Danielle. Lovely Danielle,
who gave us our koozies.
Yeah, they're amazing. I think they're a brilliant gift, actually.
I still think koozies is a funny word.
It is a bit of a funny word. It sounds a bit suggestive.
Right. Do you think that telcos should really try to compete in the AI data center race against the hyperscalers, Oracle and Elon?
I don't think that's a right or wrong.
No.
It's not a right or wrong.
It's the right answer.
I agree with Ian. I don't think
her approved answer.
Probably.
That's probably her approved answer. I mean, you got your core competence, and that isn't it. Really, is my short answer to that.
Yeah. No, I think they'd be idiots to try and compete in that area.
Yeah, and actually, Danielle, I don't know if you heard, because I know you work with Danielle as well. I don't know if you heard the pod we did with her. Actually, she gave us some,
brilliant, yeah.
and she gave some really good answers to some of our, not even pushback, but just some of our queries about how the public cloud works and that sort of thing. And
I think she's good at
especially-
explaining things.
she's good at explaining things, and no, she's a really good communicator, and she knows her stuff. And just one of the concerns that both me and Ian have expressed over the years is like the redundancy, the overexposure. A few of your questions in this quiz have been about times when there's been outages.
Yeah.
And her pushback was like, well, then fucking get some redundancy even within the same provider.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that AWE East 1 or whatever is a notoriously shit region. So you live and learn.
Well, it's their main data
It's their
center,
oldest.
but it's also the main one still.
Right. So, I mean, I suppose you could argue, to push back on Danielle's point, is are they just trying to upsell you to buy redundancy by making their main things shit, which is not great.
Well, I don't think they've
Company
made it
strategy.
shit. It's just because it's
just
old.
old. Yeah.
It supports a lot of traffic, and it's not been subject to the like Ericsson goes and builds a new, automated factory in
be better than
Texas. It's better than the stuff
the
that
one
they've
that's
got before.
20 years old. Yeah.
So
But anyway, no, I thought she's good, and it's nice to be educated on the fly.
Yeah, and she'll be at MWC again. So.
I chatted to her, this isn't revealing anything secret, but we went to the pub for a couple after, and I said, did you think we'd be harder on you? And she went, yeah. And I was like, the point isn't primarily to be adversarial.
Yeah.
It's just to ask some questions that may be difficult, but if someone gives a good answer, then fair play to
Respect
them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just out of interest, what were your most read stories of the year, or do you not know that yet?
I do, because I did it at my the Glowtails last week.
Oh, okay.
The number one was really weird. It was something to do with Starlink and TMUS and that sort of thing. I think it might have been one of those ones where it just went viral. Sometimes
Right.
things go viral and you don't know why. And I think the second most read one was one that Andrew does every year. In fact, he'll be working on it now, which is like a compilation.
Oh, the
of
predictions.
Predictions.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that score's really high.
And I think the third one was me, but I can't remember what it was typically.
Oh.
Yes, I remember what it was. I think it was me speculating about the new Nokia CEO.
Oh, right. Okay.
And like, he's an American and he's from a data center and AI background. So when he got appointed, I speculated that Nokia was moving away from Europe and away from mobile. And I think I said on my speech on the night that even though it was blind speculation at the time, I feel like history has sort of borne out the speculation a little bit. What about you? Have you got any idea?
I have no clue.
You had one or two recently that were pretty big, weren't you?
Yeah, I don't know if they're the most in the year though, but we'll have a clue.
And what about your predictions for next year? It's going to be
In
big
general?
next year. Yeah, for the telco industry.
I think it's going to get out of business, telecom, the whole thing.
I think...
Oh, bad Santa over there.
Do you know what I mean? I think there'll be... we'll be 1 year closer to 6G, and I think people will be 1 year closer to try and hype it up, and I think people like me and Ian will be like, calm down.
I think they should be forgetting about all this 6G nonsense and thinking about 7G. And I think
Really?
there's going to come a
He's just gonna
realisation
he's just being
quite early in
facetious.
January that they should leapfrog 6G, because to get ahead of China, you're going to have to start thinking about 7G. And the sooner
In
they
fact,
start doing
do you
that,
know
the
what?
better, frankly.
I
That's
think
my
even that's not enough. I think it should be 7H.
Oh, yeah.
Let's not just go numbers. Let's go fucking letters here. 7Z. So yeah, there'll be that. Obviously AI, but I'm not saying anything clever there. I suppose there might. Do you know what? One thing I will say, which again I'm sure is not unique to me. Maybe the AI, in the Gartner hype curve, maybe people would just chill a little bit.
What about digital sovereignty? Because that sort of ties to.
Yeah.
I think that would be quite.
That would be a big thing. I just. But I think that's just an enduring.
There'll be a lot
Yeah.
of talk about digital sovereignty with nothing actually happening that is very sovereign. They'll go. This is a sovereign cloud,
Yeah.
but it's all powered by Microsoft.
Right.
That's okay because we own it. But
It's a bit like.
if they're not allowed to operate in Europe anymore, then we're in a kind of problem. But
It's a bit like
but-
single vendor Open RAN, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's very similar to that. Yeah, it's the massive fudge.
So we'll have that, and we'll have the perennial thing about how operators can't get any more ARPU or make or grow their revenue and all that.
stuff, yeah.
I think more of the same. It sounds a bit world weary, but that is kind of the dynamic of this industry that I sort of ended up in, or that we all ended up in.
My main prediction is that people will use lots more jargon next year.
What, even more than they do?
Well, because it just gets worse every year. So there's obviously going to be more next year. So that's the safest prediction there is. There'll be more jargon. We've had agentic AI and generative AI along with all the G's and all the other crappy acronyms.
Oh, by the way, we should say Ian definitely won, didn't he?
Yeah. Ian won 14-9.
Right. Okay. I got restored some dignity.
Did we even ask the last question though?
Well, I think the last questions were more the sort of what do you think about this, that, and the other.
They were more discussion.
Oh, we did get through it. I thought there was one remaining. Okay.
Well, we should. If anyone's got any last things to say, other than that, we should wrap up because we're running out of time, and I want to at least get Elaine to the pub for one before she's got to go off.
It's been the longest podcast ever.
It's been more than 2 hours, isn't it, Pierre?
Maybe.
A little bit.
Oh, well, have a happy Christmas.
Yeah, well, that's my other prediction, is that we'll be sat here this time next year with stupid
I would
stuff on our
love to be
face.
sitting here this time next year.
And then you'll come up with some other wacky way of trying to have
That's less a prediction.
beer.
That's more a hope.
Yeah, that's a hope, yeah.
No, honestly, I mean, I'll say it once more, Elena, I'm really grateful.
Oh, it's really fun.
Obviously,
I'll always be here.
Obviously, your company's great, but the effort you put in for the quiz and the props
I love it. No, it's
is
always
much
good.
appreciated as well.
No problem.
So, cool.
Yeah.
And, to everyone listening, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. You won't get us for a month now. I think the next one we're going to record is 9th of January. So Ian and I are literally off until the new year. I hope you're getting a nice bit of holiday, Elena.
Yeah. I mean, things quieten down between Christmas and New Year, don't they?
I was just looking. I've got my laptop fired up while we're talking. I've had one email in the last 2 hours.
Really?
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it?
This is the world of journalism is, and with AI, I get like 1,000 emails an hour.
I think I picked a good time to go on holiday.
Was it?
No, that was some internal thing that I won't bore everyone with. Okay, we'll wrap it up there. Try and cope without us for a month. Have a great Christmas and a Happy New Year, and see you in January.